Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen, here on Dork Tales. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, are you seeing him? And we're back, baby. Another week of Dragonlance, here on Dork Tales. Tonight is episode 18, Sunward Fortress. I'm excited to be starting, but I'm also excited to introduce our cast. Let's go ahead and do that, starting with Christine. Welcome back.
Hello, I am back. It is great. I've just been dealing with a lot of stress at work, which really caught up to me last week, and I took a full day and a half off work because I was feeling like I was fighting a cold or something and really, really exhausted. And I think it was just stress burnout. Yay!
Well, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're feeling better. I was worried about you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I enjoyed listening to the first little bit and hearing Kelly's impression of Kelara. That was pretty great. I really enjoyed that. But I am so thrilled to be back because I really enjoy playing this game. But yeah, I'm Christine. I'm Lady Liliana in the chat. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm playing Kelara, Vingard. We never bring up her last name, so I always forget it. Kelara Vingard, the human cleric of Michigal.
Welcome back. Over to Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris. I go by Blogg in the chat and such, and he, him, and they pronouns, and I play Godfrey Highvalor, the cool armor guy.
Cool armor guy. All right.
Pretty good descriptor.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, down to Robin.
Hi, I'm blanking. Hello everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I play our lovely Kender swashbuckler rogue Rizira Moonbrush. And I'm doing pretty great. Excited for Dragonlance. Started my job this week at my new place, and it's awesome, and I love it. And so yeah, looking forward to game. It's been in I've been in a very happy place this week, and it's very nice to enjoy my job again. It's really great. So I have a whole new energy for games now. It's lovely.
Nice. All right, over to Cal.
Hello, my name's Cal. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Aurontiros Caledon, the Qualinesti elf bard. And yeah, I look forward to the shenanigans.
The shenanigans, egans.
The shenanigans and the gans.
And then, whoop, wrong button. Sorry.
Wrong lever.
Over
I was
to...
trying to unmute that just to get it, but I missed it.
That happens. All right, over to Jen.
Hey, I'm Jen, and my upstairs neighbors are playing an absolute bop right now. So if it comes over on the microphone, sorry about that.
Everybody acts like you can hear it.
Bop, shooby dop dop. Yep.
I use she, her pronouns, and I play Hazeal Nightgranite, our dwarven lunar sorcerer, who also uses she, her pronouns. And yeah, good times for tonight, I'm sure.
Good times are had by all. And good times will be had by you as well on June 6th, when our sponsor for this episode, Bookwyrm Games, launches its quest chest on Kickstarter. That's right. If you go to questchest.info right now, you can learn all about their Kickstarter, or you can look up Quest Chest on Kickstarter in order to find out more. It's launching on June 6th with 5 quest chests in a single package. That is an absolute deal. It's going to be a steal. I think it's $200 for 5 games, like 5 boxes worth of games. It is a really good deal. And you know what else is a really good deal? Everything at their site. So go check out bookwyrmgames.com. That's worm, like a dragon. And use code DorkTales to save 10%. Plus, if enough of you use that code, they'll stick with us. They'll keep being sponsors, which is really, really helpful for the channel. But also, they're developing a special quest chest just for our use on stream, which I'm pretty excited about. So it's actually going to be the chest quest.
Yes!
Yes, the coveted chest quest.
Oh, that's amazing.
The rarest
That is
of them
amazing.
The rarest.
Yeah, it'll be a quest to get some chest. But speaking of quests, we are about to hop into game right now. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? No, we're all good. We're all
I'm
great.
a little concerned about what you guys did last game.
We got
Don't
blessed.
worry about
We
it.
got
I'm hearing
blessed.
some things about some desecration here.
Nope.
No, we got
no.
blessed.
I
got
touched
blessed.
nothing.
Ooh,
We got godly
Hashtag
power. Godly
blessed.
power bestowed upon
You were
us.
given a fraction of the power of Kelara.
We move faster now.
Yeah, we move fast.
And
we
we
have
have
time.
bonuses on
Godfrey's been
survival.
going way too slow. If you
With
follow me,
I don't follow you. Can you explain that? In excruciating detail?
excruciating detail. I promise, everything I do is excruciating.
Oof.
Oof. All right, so folks, big thank you to Bookwyrm Games. Thank you so much for being our sponsor. Thank you to all of you. Quick reminder, a couple of things this month that I'm going to let you know about before we begin. Number one is that in the month of May, on May 28th, you can join us right here on Dork Tales on the main channel on about noonish. I'm going to say about noon 01, for the session 0 of Dreams of Arcos, the new homebrew game that's going to be launching on the channel. And if you are a member of the Patreon, over at patreon.com/dorktales, at 6 p.m. is going to be the first game of Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel, or Panic at the Citadel, as we are calling it. Which is ran by Robin. So you definitely should come and check those out. One is going to be immediately open to everybody. The other is if you join the Patreon, and we're always scrounging up people for the Patreon to help us run more games. So consider it. It's only $5 a month for that tier. But otherwise, that game will release in about 3 months for everybody else. Which means also at the end of the month, Jen, your episode 0 and episode 1 of Technocracy Zero Sum are going to be dropping this month. I just have to finish polishing them up. And then I'll right? It's going to be great.
Real non-patrons will get to see it.
Real non-patrons, the entire
And to
internet
leave
will
a
be able to see
scathing
it.
review. Fake.
You might as well do it. And chocolates, or something nice.
A chocolate?
I will.
Algorithm.
Algorithm. Every time I hear algorithm, I just think of a former vice president who's like, "Listen to the algorithm," and he's like playing bongos or something.
And it's a song about stopping climate change.
Stopping man bear pig. Yeah, that's what it is.
That sounds beautiful.
The algorithm. That's a great place to start a game. All right, folks. Big thank you to everybody who has been listening to our podcast, by the way. Last note I want to say is the podcast listenership like quintupled like overnight. It's real weird to see like, oh yeah, goes this many people listen to it on this day. That's about average. And then like the next day, it's like 5 times that. And holding steady. And I'm like, what am I doing differently? I don't think I am. So thank you. If you're listening to this on podcast, you're amazing. Like, subscribe, give a 5-star review, do anything you want, and consider joining the Patreon. Also, if you listen to us on podcast as well as this, Dragonlance is a few weeks behind because I think we have episode 11 out today or tomorrow. Today, it came out today. But it has the weirdest Patreon advertisement that I've ever made. Players, you will know the sexy Patreon ad that I posted in our chat at like 2 a.m. last month. Yeah, the one where I'm trying to be Barry White. It's a pretty great ad. Go.
That ad is on a YouTube video?
It's on our podcast. It's our mid-roll.
It's on the podcast, even better.
That was
yeah,
beautiful.
Right. It's awful. Go listen to it. Even if for nothing else, just go hunt down that middle bit because it is the worst thing I've done in a long time. Now, the second worst thing is going to be what I'm going to do to you all this game as we head into Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen here on Dork Tales. Last time, you all met up with the Demernesti elves over at the Blue Phoenix Shrine, following the request of Ishvern Stargazer. You descended into the ancient shrine of Habakkuk and tried to reenact a ritual, an appeasement ritual to the god, a ritual of tribute. As you did such, you managed to get through the shrine, not before causing some trouble by trying to enter it before you had properly purified yourself. You were attacked by a couple of by a trio of water weirds that you eventually bested, purified yourself by apologizing, and then cleaning yourself up properly. Went through the shrine, made your offering without getting attacked by all the other secret stuff in there, thankfully, because oh boy, there's a lot of stuff to fight in this little temple if you do it wrong. And made it out to be hired by the Demonesti elves to go and retrieve their companions who had been captured by the Red Dragon army and taken far to the north at a place called Camp Carrion Clay. The rest of you rested up, prepared for the days ahead. The blessing that you had been given allows each of you to pass on the ability to move through the wastes at double speed to yourself and to 5 other people, if I'm not mistaken. So, Kelara, so long as you and Levna are traveling with them, you will count as members of the party for that, and your speed will not be hampered.
Cool.
So, it will be pretty great.
And I believe it goes away if we ever leave the wastes.
It goes away, 24 hours after you leave the
One
wastes.
day after.
We also have
You have a whole day after that.
Yeah. We also have advantage on survival checks for the wash as well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Blogg just put that in our chat as I was getting to there.
All right. So, if no one has any questions, then I think it's time for us to start Shadow of the Dragon Queen. You awaken the next day. Having spent the night inside of the tents of the Demonesti elves, made out of hardened sea kelp leather. The rain from the night before has created a tremendous wash around the sides of your tent, eroding the edges of the canyon some 30 feet to the south. The sun rises through smoggy plume above you, casting the area into an orangish gray hue. What do you do that morning? Do you prep and depart immediately, or do you stick around for a little while?
I'm going to probably suggest that we do head out as soon as possible, as we don't know how long they will keep their prisoners for, and that in the interest of trying to save their lives, we should move as swiftly as possible, and then help anyone else pack up to keep them doing if we agree to that.
As much as I love our... would love to trade sea shanties with them. I think Godfrey makes a good point.
Is anybody hurt from who went in?
No, I think we're all right. We are
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
all
believe
had a
so. We
long
just
rest.
had like a nice long rest, so I feel like I was a little banged up from before, but now I feel a little better. I just slept it off a little bit.
Oh, who did Dalamar give us a sending stone?
He did not. He does
No?
not have one.
Okay.
No, we said
Right.
we're going to meet up in a week, right?
Right.
Hmm.
It has already been about 3 or 4 days since that.
What did you
Okay.
know?
How far are we from the original camp?
The original
Our camp, I
you
mean?
are the way that you took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can move 2 squares a day. You're about a 4.5, 5 day walk away. I would say following the coastline, you are about 30 to 35 miles away.
So the far gab we're not quite within range.
You would not be from the place you started, no. However, that morning, as you are preparing to head out, you are going to hear, "Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?"
Darrett?
"Yes, verily, my friend. It is Darrett.
Hello.
How are things? Where are you? I've been trying to call you every morning on the morning, but I think you've been out of range."
We are... I believe we're at the end of... on the map that's called... and Aurontiros is going to look to the others. Deep Drought?
The Deep Drought. We're halfway between Wrecker's Edge and Deep Drought right now. We're probably about 18 miles out.
Oh, well, that explains why we haven't been able to communicate. I think...
That makes sense.
I think there was a limit on it, and I think it was 18 miles.
That's very fortunate, then. If I'd been a few steps back, perhaps it would not be usable.
We have found a shrine at the end of the canyon, and as well as demonesti elves that have encountered the Red Dragon army.
Are they all right?
The ones we encountered are, but their priestess, the priest, and others have been taken.
That's unfortunate. They're at the Deep Drought? We could probably be there in, if we pushed, 3 days at the earliest.
Oh, tell him, watch out for the water. Make sure that...
Godfrey has important information to tell you.
Oh, hello, Derek?
Forsooth, my chum.
Hey, the canyons, be very careful when trying to cross them. The floods, waters just flash by like out of nowhere. It was very high. We almost got swept away.
Yeah, unless you're
Understood.
someone that can walk on water.
Is that Rizira? Hello, Rizira.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm alright. I recently had an encounter with, I'm not really sure, some type of giant shark.
Oh, that sounds terrifying, Darrett. Kalara's just over Riz's shoulder.
Hello, Kelara. Kelara, I wish you were here. The cooks are doing an adequate job with the shark, but I feel that your touch would have been very appreciated.
That would have been quite the challenge, yes.
But still, it has cut our need for rations down significantly.
Sharks? A land shark? A road
It's a
shark?
shark.
No, it came in with the wash.
Oh god.
Oh yes, watch out for giant sharks.
What are
And what were those other things? Cudgel? Oh, the plesiosauruses. You probably want to watch out for those. The plesiosauruses are definitely not to be trifled with. They've got wee long necks. I guess not wee, but they've got long necks. Big,
gnome
big
word?
bloody buggers.
At least they sound polite.
They're like, kind of like dragons, but like with long necks and like fins. They kind of look like giant featherless geese.
Do they breathe fire as well?
No, but they bite like the Dickens.
They're water creatures.
That sounds terrible. And by giant goose, you mean like twice as big as a goose?
No.
No. There were like, Hazeal, do you remember how large they are?
They're freaking huge, but yeah.
They are. These ones, at least, were only large size, thankfully.
Okay.
Only.
Only large size. But
I
in
am
reality,
enjoying
they're
the
much
fact
bigger.
that apparently Hazeal knows what plesiosauruses are, but not sharks.
I was just going to ask, are there a lot of them underground?
There's something that are a concern.
All right, well, my friends, we would be able to make it to that location. If the elves need reinforcement, is the area safe for troops?
I think so. It looks pretty okay. We're gonna go find the other people and come back hopefully with some survivors, or captives from the thing. But I think here seems pretty safe once you get out of the.
Well, then the best of
Yes.
luck to you.
Sir, I just want to take a quick little look around and survey and just see if there's anything that immediately comes to mind that would not be safe for troops.
Make me an investigation or survival roll.
Let's do that survival.
Yeah, survival's probably better for this.
So that will be. Oh, I need to zoom in on the character sheet here because I can't read. 16.
16. Looking around, the area is actually so it's got a pair of these craggy bluffs around it. The area that you're in it's dry enough. It doesn't look like the wash will affect this particular spot terribly badly. Then again, you don't think it's going to be quite comfortable for 200 plus troops. Scouting around, looking around, standing up on a little bit of a rise, you'll see that there is a space just to the north of where the deep drought meets. That is probably a better location. I would say probably just to the northern side of the deep drought, or even going a bit further inland, where some of these canyons begin to kind of solidify into solid ground again.
Yeah, Darrett, that might not actually be the best place, but maybe just a little bit northwest. There's it looks like a bit of a drier area.
Understood. It's an early morning. I'm going to start making the troops head that way then. Hopefully we'll meet each other soon enough. What are you planning to go? How far north?
Where was it that we were supposed to meet
So
Dalamar again?
You're meeting Dalamar in Stormstep. So one moment, please. So you are meeting Dalamar in Stormstep, which is directly to the northeast of you. Northwest of you, because my cardinal directions are bad. And then Dalamar asked that you inspect the Spires of the Dawn to the northeast. However, if you move up north past the Stormstep through the eastern maze, the Sky's Tears is where it was reported that Camp Carrion Clay was.
Okay. So were we supposed to do the Spires of Dawn before meeting up with Dalamar?
That he had hoped you would.
Okay. And we're meeting up with him in
Stormstep.
But how many more days?
He said that he would be there for a while. He would do his best to make them tarry. So anywhere between a week and 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, if we have to wait for the army, and before we got the speed increase, we moved about 2 hexes.
So now, yes, you can move 2 hexes a day. Now you can move up to 4, I believe.
Oh, we could probably go and check out the spires, and be back before the army gets here. And then we can decide.
Doubled, and we used to be able to move 1 a day. Now we can move 2.
No, it was 1 for regular speed. We were going at double speed because we all had stupidly high passive perceptions, so we could move Nice.
Right.
So-
we weren't
Yeah,
moving
me.
stealthily.
Yes.
And then
So let me just.
Maybe-
So this means that the characters move at a normal pace. They can move 2 hexes per day. So I believe that was my error on a previous episode.
right, so now
So you can move 4 now.
4. So we could go check out the spire, come back here, meet up with the army, because if they have a full camp there, it might be best to stay close to the army.
Yeah, but we're not going to be very stealthy if we go in with an army. I thought.
So you're suggesting that we go to the Spires of Dawn?
Rather than
Why?
just wait for the army.
Why not go to Spires of Dawn, and
Why not
then
go
to Stormstep?
Why not go to Sky's Tears?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go straight there?
I mean, they're captives. There's people's lives on the line right now. We don't know
That
how
is a
long
good
they're going
point.
to keep them.
It
Oh,
is
I-
We don't work for the Sylvanesti.
no, that's true. However,
We should meet up, tell him what we found, and continue to the Sky's Tears.
I think my concern is that we might need the army.
It doesn't mean that we
For the
can't
camp.
retreat if we find ourselves overwhelmed. And when we can communicate back and retreat and guide the army in the best way through, if the map is to be believed, rather, as Darrett would say, a most heinous navigational experience.
Yeah.
So if you folks wanted to, you could make it to Stormstep and Wakenreth. They're the same place, basically. Stormstep is the geological formation there, or geographical. And then Spires of Dawn, they're both 30 miles from where you are, more or less. Stormstep's a tiny bit closer. In one day of fast travel, you can make it that far. But it means that you'll be taking a -5 on your passive perceptions. But you'd be basically doing the Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, like da-da-da, da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So with that, we could do 8 hexes a day, right? Or no?
You could do, that would be up to, that would be 6, oh actually, pardon me, so you're at 4 right now. I'm not a huge fan of the way this is laid out, guys, sorry about that.
Mhm. Yeah, no, sorry, this is a
So
little
right
confusing.
now, it's got you down at 2 hexes, so 12 miles per day. Okay? That is doubled for you to 24. However, if you do fast travel, you can move up to 30 miles a day or 5 hexes. Does that make sense? Was that clear? A hex is 6 miles.
Okay.
Which actually makes sense because it's a hex, so it should be 6. So
Regardless of where we're going, we should make sure we let Derek know.
I mean, we could always have them go to meet at Stormstep, so that way we can go to the, like, head to Sky's Tears, and then on the way back we can be in conversation with them about like halfway through the journey back, and then if we go to the Spires of Dawn, either way.
well, okay. So are you just having this conversation away from Derek? Are you still there? Hello? Did a plesiosaurus get you?
No, sorry, Derek. We're just trying to
Oh.
discuss what we're doing, because
We think we might have located a camp by Sky's Tears, and we're thinking of trying to scout that out and come back.
Well, whatever you do, be careful. It would be quite a ways away. And without support, if there actually is a camp there, it would be quite dangerous. I wouldn't be surprised if they have scouting patrols all around there. Then again, you are quite stealthy, so, I have faith in whatever you choose. Just please be careful, friends.
Should we ask that the army following us just continues to Stormstep and then Sky's Tears as well? Or should we meet up with them at some point?
Like, meet up with the army.
Yeah, we will outpace them quite quickly.
So, it seems like Sky's Tears are the priority.
I would say so.
We can stop at Stormstep along the way at least.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Rizira and Kelara?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's looking at the map. Stormstep is on the way to Sky's Tier, so it's easy. We can discuss that, and if Dalmar does not like that, or it's too long for him, well, then he can just go to the Spires of Dawn himself, then.
That's true. All right. Well, let's pass this information on to Darrett and head out.
Kelara,
Uh-huh.
how do you cook shark?
I don't know.
Well, how
I
would you do
imagine
it?
You could probably make a stew.
A stew.
What is shark?
I imagine it's a type of fish that tricks people out of their money.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kelara, as you were saying stew, you are going to lock eyes with one of the Demernesti who is packing up their camp nearby, and he's going to give you like a little nod that's like, yep, stew. And is just going to keep walking, like trying not to butt into your conversation, but that I overheard you talking about how to cook shark. We literally eat shark all the time here. kind of nod.
Well, it's basically just a big fish, right? And fish stew is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you'd put it in a pie, maybe.
That too. I don't know how tough it is, though. Maybe it's too tough. It's a very
Might be.
big fish.
All right. Also a great movie. But, so with that, what do you say? What do you say to Darrett at the end of this?
Looks like we're going to relay that we are heading almost in a straight line as best we can, northwestern to Stormstep to meet up with our Sylvanesti contact, and then more carefully towards Sky's Tears.
Understood. Be careful, though. Some of our scouts have said there's a storm front coming in. And moving in fast.
More storms.
We don't have appropriate shelter for storms.
So we should probably get in front of it then.
Hmm.
Yeah, we didn't bring any tents or anything with us.
Well, we should probably stop gabbing and start moving, Levna's going to say as she thrusts her things in her pack.
She's got a point. Perhaps the Menesti have extra supplies. We could go and very quickly just talk with them before we head out.
True.
Sounds good.
Now, I will say, just looking at the map here, you could actually probably, given the speed that you can travel, you can make it to the camp to meet up and acquire supplies from the army and back in one day. You could even,
That's true.
even if you wanted to, if you went back, you could bounce off them, recuperate, get a bunch of supplies, like military-grade supplies, and then bouncing either directly back or taking a shortcut up to, like, toward the spires or something, you could be almost there if you did want to hit them up inside of a day and a half. Because you've got that super speed now. Because you are literally 3 hexes away from them, and you can move a total of 8 per day. Or, pardon me, 6 per day.
That's a good point, especially with the storm. Resupply, head as far north as we can, hit the spires of dawn, then head to storm step.
I think that might actually be the best idea, because if there's a big storm coming and you look at where the sky's tiers are, there might be a lot of water going through there, and we might actually not be able to traverse it at all and have to go around.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle of the wash zone, right? So for those who aren't seeing a map right now or listening on podcast, the Sky's Tiers is basically in like an anthill worth of canals and tunnels that are subject to the wash, whereas the Spires of Dawn are just like a bunch of like mounds that exist on the edge of the coastline, but there's actually a way up the coast along them that kind of gets you right near the Sky's Tiers without having to deal with most of the wash.
I see that now.
Right? And then Stormstep and Wakenwrath.
Oh, we'd have to go right through the middle of the maze.
I wouldn't be too keen on doing that in a storm.
Let's maybe resupply and be a little bit more prepared for.
So
We have a
resupply, spires, storm step, and then up the coast, hit sky tiers.
Coast.
All right. Anybody need and he'll look at Kelara when he says this, need a hand packing up?
Oh, I could use a hand.
Packing up what?
Yeah, Riz is already done. She's like looking. She's like, so we're going to waste a day going back?
It seems like that we are ill prepared for how bad storms could possibly be. But Levna and you seem keen on, well, storming through all of it.
Is that a joke because of the storm?
Nothing gets past you, Levna.
I'm very clever.
I say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of your top 10 sayings.
It's true. All right. Who wants to pave the way forward and waste no time over resupplying and navigating the terrain more carefully?
All right, how many rations do you guys have on you? I've got a week's worth. None of this like I can forage crap, Levna says. How many rations do you have? Backup, hardtack, nuts, wrapped cheese, things like that that are going to keep in your pack if we have to get hunkered down into a cave for 5 days.
I got about 5.
I just have the 2 food beads.
Oh, and the 2 food beads.
Same.
Kelara, you got your cookies. Sorry, what?
I have about a week's worth.
Yeah, we need more supplies.
Good. I also want to see, I'd love to say hi to a couple of people.
All right. All together, even if we'd like to chance it. We stick together and we play it safe, perhaps?
So meet up with them and then meet back with Dalmar and then head up from there?
Head up along the coast, it seemed like. And if they're moving in our direction, then it should not be very long for us to make contact.
Well,
Okay.
then let's get moving. We can figure the rest out later.
Okay.
All right. Any last things that you're planning to do? As you're packing up the rest of the way, Ishvern is going to approach you and... Again, thank you for coming to my aid. Coming to our aid. I wish you all well. What is the greeting and goodbye of your people? It is... And he thrusts out a web-fingered hand toward one of you. The nearest one, which is going to be Rizira. A big blue webbed hand is going to come down to you.
That's not how Kender do it. And Riz is going to go in for a hug.
Given the height, this is mildly uncomfortable for me, but good. And he'll pat your head. You are cheek to loincloth on this guy right now. He has a very firm hip area.
Swimmer's bod, if you will.
He's got a swimmer's body, really.
There we go. Yeah, no, sorry. Like, that's a human thing, I think, more. Yeah, no, we Kender are all friendly. My people are not. There's different people here. But yeah, Kender, we hug.
Well, and he'll squat down and give you a bit of a hug.
Ishvern, where are your people heading now?
We will go nowhere. Not until we see the return of our people.
We'll stay at the shrine? Or the temple, that is.
I could not help but overhear some of your conversation with the talking box. There are people in the box, or somewhere else the box is connected to, perhaps?
The latter, yes.
Well,
Small army of sorts. Trails are our scouting party here.
what do you need from us? You are headed eventually to the camp to hunt down those who were taken from us.
We are.
We know the Wash better than perhaps your army does.
That is without question.
If they're headed further north, I can try to guide them. We can try to guide them through the Wash to protect the soldiers.
That would be
amazing.
It is very helpful for us too. Having reinforcements helps ensure that we will get our people back.
Then perhaps we'll reconvene closer to the target.
Perhaps the Storm Step. The place there marked Wakenwrath. You said you are headed there eventually anyway.
We are.
There probably is room there for many soldiers.
All right. You might run into Sylvanesti or two.
Yes, I heard. Hopefully they will not be too offended by our presence and the presence of so many humans. And
As
others.
much as elvenly possible. As much as Sylvanelvi possible.
We will wait here for now. But we'll keep an eye out. When your army comes through, we will guide them. Tell them to look out for true blue friends.
I like that. Well, until then.
Until then. All right. And with that, you progress down to the south, making your travel accordingly. Your travel takes about 6 hours of overland moving quickly. You are amazed at how quickly travel is now. Kelara, having not been blessed by Habakkuk and still kind of swept up in the magic that your associates have, that your party members have gathered, it's a little stunning to see the difference in speed. Moving over the crevices, moving over the terrain, working your way through the sharp cliffs along the seaside, cutting along the deep drought, and over is the difference between running through mud and running on cobblestone for you now.
I probably keep expecting to feel tired or faster, just from the sheer perception of seeing how far we move and knowing what that should have felt like. So it's maybe a little disconcerting that way too.
Oh, totally. But at the end of it, you find yourselves, tired. You'll take breaks every once in a while. About every hour, you'll take a 10-20 minute break and then pick up. The rain is kind of buffeting around you as you are going, but it's not terrible. It's not the worst that it could be. You can see that the dark billowing clouds in the distance are growing thicker and closer, however. And before long, right when you were seeing the skies darken enough that it's casting huge swaths of shadow on the ground, you will see the Calamanian flag rise over the hill in the distance, as the army of a couple of hundred of Calaman soldiers will be making their way across the horizon.
Just in time.
You have a brief encounter. Derek greets each of you warmly, giving each of you who accepts it a brief hug. You can see that for the most part his troop is intact. Overall, there are very few who are being transported on stretchers or who appear to, well, the ranks don't appear much thinned, I guess I should say. As they have been traveling, of course, there have been a couple of casualties through the wash, through the arrival of strange animals, but for the most part, they've managed to keep themselves together pretty strongly. Kelara, you will be directed to where your healing abilities might be needed. A couple of people got bit by the giant shark and could definitely use your help if you have it to spare.
Yeah, I think, are we likely to rest before we probably get to one of the big places that we're planning to get to, and thus might have a fight?
You could continue, yeah, you'll probably have a chance to long rest.
Okay. Then she will not necessarily, like, spend recklessly. She'll try and keep enough back so that she has, like, still ability to heal her party or fight if need be.
To get the army back to full strength, you would need to spend 3 spell slots.
Okay. I can do that.
All right, so calling down the power of Mishakal into the army, you are able to get them back on their feet, more or less.
Maybe a few second levels for Prayer of Healing.
Yeah, actually
that hits multiple people.
That would be great.
Okay, I'll spend my second levels on that then.
The rest of you will be able to catch your breath. Take a little bit of time out to recuperate and re-outfit yourself. Cudgel will be happy to help you get supplied up with anything that you need. There's a small little tent set aside full of all manner of like quartermaster equipment, and you can see that Ruckledust's tent nearby that is kind of just quickly set up before everybody else is still billowing this bluish-gray smoke out of it.
That doesn't look good.
Cudgel will approach you, give you a crisp dwarven nod, and say, I heard you need supplies. I've got rations, I've got steel. What do you need?
Rations, definitely. Some stuff to maybe protect us from the weather. I don't think any of us brought any tents with us.
I've got tents. You can have tents. I've got tents. I've got sleeping bags. I've got a donkey I could spare you. Although, given the wash, it's probably not the best idea. Just stack it all on the elf. He looks tough. I can get a bag set up for each of you.
That would be
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
No worries. It's what I'm here for. Finally found a use for my time in the campaigns. She'll be able to outfit you all with any basic equipment you need, including like torches, things like that. It might be easiest to get just get packs refreshed. So out of the starter packs, the ones I would suggest, Explorers packs, Dungeon Delvers packs, those are pretty useful. So Dungeoneers pack is a backpack, a crowbar, hammer, pittons, torches, tinderbox, 10 days of rations, a water skin, and 50 feet of rope on the side. An Explorers pack is backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, torches, 10 days of rations, water skin, 50 feet of hemp and rope. So she can get each one of you one of those packs of your choice, as well as a tent. And the tents are, let's see, basic tent here sleeps 2, so 3 tents.
All right. Explorer's pack it is.
Yeah. I would strongly suggest that one person take a Dungeoneers pack just to have the hammer, pittons, and the crowbar.
Oh, Riz already has that. That's what I took in my starter equipment.
Then never mind. Then you're all set.
Mainly because I didn't do it for those. I did it for the ball bearing bag of 1,000 ball bearings. That's what I took
Right.
that pack for.
Surprisingly useful.
Yep. I can't wait to use it.
All right. So you manage to gather yourselves up and refresh your packs and get all of your equipment in. You spend the better part of a pair of hours there, resting, recuperating, taking a little bit of time, and do you pass along that the Diamernesti elves are going to be helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah, pass along what happened there and that they're waiting for them.
It sounds like you've had quite an adventure. Well, I would be happy to accept the aid of
An excellent one.
Most excellent. I hate adventures that turn out to be bogus.
Oh, I hope that our journey is not such.
As do I. But
Otherwise, we'd
if
have to face the music.
I was about to say, were I to face the music, I would prefer it be with a friend like you.
Off we go again.
Best of luck. And with that, you begin to start heading northward to beat the storm. You make it about 12 miles north, trying to figure out exactly the route that you're going to take, when, if you're moving at fast speed, then just one moment, please. Oh, wow. Those are some bad rolls. Okay, not a single success. That's great. I had 6 dice for that. Don't you love it when the players win? As you're making it across the landscape, the sky darkening above you, you are going to find yourself in the canyons, right where the drowning road cuts through between the Spires of Dawn and Stormstep. This immense, craggy canyon in front of you. And as you were headed that way, can I get a perception roll off of everyone here? Do it at a -5 because of the speed of your movement.
Is this anything to do with the wash?
This is not to do with the wash.
Natural 20.
Okay. Welcome
3.
back, Christine. 3.
It was my
Perfect.
first roll of the night, and it was 20.
So I rolled
I
a
hate to-
19, and that becomes a 15.
Ooh, nice.
I hate to take away from your natural 20, but I just also rolled a nat 20.
Ooh.
Aurontiros and Kelara and their perky ears.
I only rolled a 10, but that gets added 10 to perception. So 20.
And then -5 for the.
Oh,
you
minus
said the
5.
difficulty was -5?
15 then.
Yeah.
It was -5, but so that nat 20, I will count
Nat-
something toward that.
Yeah, nat 20. That's good.
Okay. So, as you are making your way through this, this area, you're all going to notice there are some tracks winding their way through. Well, Godfrey won't, but everybody else is going to notice that there are some tracks on the kind of muddy, mucky bottom of this slightly reptilian. Very much like those creatures that you encountered before, the Draconians. But as you are looking down at these tracks and kind of pausing for a moment, Levna got a nat 22, actually. Wow. She's gonna go,
Oh no, we used all our nat 20s on the same.
we all used them all up.
Well,
Levna's gonna go,
which mine would have actually still ended up being 20 because I have a +5 to
Nice.
perception. So
Nice.
so she looks down and goes, hey, wait a sec, what about... and as she's doing that, Aurontiros and Kelara, you are going to hear around the corner, find any of the others yet? No, nothing yet, your scaliness. Keep looking. And if you find them, skin their blue hides. You will hear around the corner. Nearby, it appears that there is a small contingent of Dragon Army soldiers waiting just on the other side of the ridge from you. Kelara, you and Aurontiros can hear them. What do you do?
yes, definitely kind of what you got the others. Catch attention. Try and get Godfrey to stop moving.
And Aurontiros is just going to take his bow out and kind of go closer to the others and yes. What appears to be Draconians talking about hunting down the demon nasty that we had become acquainted with.
More of those filthy lizards.
So we should go give them a nice little greeting, right? Welcome them to the get a welcome.
I think. Should we take them by surprise or get Riz to flank them? Right now we have the advantage of surprise.
Should probably try to surprise them, maybe with Godfrey and Levna, while you and Riz try and get around behind them. Maybe you're the sneakiest.
We could do that. Make sure that if their numbers are greater than ours, we at least have the high ground, so to speak. Riz? It's the first time I've called you Riz. Rizira. Pretend you didn't hear that.
Let's go.
All right.
Do.
I don't know if that counts, DM, but if I can expend motivational speech to give everyone that.
How long do you have to speak for
Plus
motivational
5.
speech?
A minute. Also,
I need to go
everyone,
team.
Be excellent to each other.
Okay, all out now. I wasn't going to before, but now we're good. Right. So looking around the way, you can see that this group is moving around, kind of recentering themselves, looking around. They're scouring the area. It appears that there are a trio of the Dragon Army officers wearing their plumed helms. And next to them...
Actually, before we kind of split up... Actually, I gotta check on how long I think it's concentration. But let me check. Because I'll do it subtle spell so it's not noticed. Okay, it's concentration up to 1 minute, so yeah, maybe I don't want to do it just yet. I think before we engage anything, I'm going to subtle spell haste on Godfrey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it appears that there are three of
nice,
these. You can hear the sound of 6 creatures on the other side, 3 of which are the Dragon Army officers with their plumed helms. The others are 3 of those reddish colored draconians with the withered wings off the back of them, scouring through. They're moving through the canyons fairly quickly, doing a cursory check, and you can hear them coming your way. What do you do? Now, you are standing along a wide break of canyon that is very long. There are places that you could hide immediately to the north, or you could go around to the south and kind of hide around the bend.
I'm gonna try and duck down into this bend so that when they come around, they don't immediately see me.
Sounds good.
How tall is the ridge?
About 30 feet.
Do-do-do. I think Riz is gonna try and climb over the ridge a little bit.
Okay. You are going to... it's going to take you about 15 feet to climb up. Do you have a climbing speed? You don't, right?
I do not. But if we're kind of taking like a round to like prep, Riz can have 30 feet if she does a dash.
That's fair.
And
okay, so
bonus action dash, so she could potentially like kind of get 30 feet, kind of like almost perching behind like the kind of very top of it. It looks like there might be like a tiny bit of like craggy wall at the top of the ridge. So I think Riz is going to be up there.
Okay. So as they're doing that, anybody else who's trying to hide, Levna is going to try to just move around the corner.
Oh, and I'm going with Levna, right? That was the plan.
Yeah, and I'm gonna follow so I can do haste on Godfrey a little, as close as possible to the actual fight as I can.
All right. So as y'all are doing that,
I think I might accompany Rizira up there if I can.
Oh wait, sorry, Kalara's staying there. I'm gonna stay with Kelara.
Okay. And then Hazeal is moving around the corner with... Well, actually...
I'm staying close to Godfrey, so if he stops, I'll stop.
Okay, so as you were...
We can keep moving around the corner. I was kind of like just assuming that I didn't have very much speed or very much movement time in that moment, so I didn't want to like overdo. Okay. But yeah, kind of just keep moving around.
Okay, can I get a
they are
stealth
clearly
roll?
Moving around.
Can I get a stealth roll from everybody?
Yes, you can.
With disadvantage.
Yes, you can. Thanks,
12.
Levin. Okay.
Wow. I rolled a 2. Plus 10 is 12.
Okay.
That's an 18.
I got a dirty 20.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Okay. So,
Nice.
Aurontiros, what'd you get?
19. Oh, sorry, that's 17, not 12.
Okay, so 17. So that's...
Sorry, 24.
24. Okay.
My stealth must have gone up. I'm suddenly as stealthy as Rizira.
What'd you
12.
get?
Nice.
12? Oh, you're just getting so much better at this.
I rolled real. I rolled the second worst you could roll, one could say.
Okay, so Rizira, Godfrey, Kelara and Hazeal, what'd you get in? You got...
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
18.
Okay. All right. So the dragon army soldiers are going to make their way around the ridge looking, and you are going to be able to hear a little bit of noise coming off of them.
If we don't find that escaped one by supper, Lorset is going to be very displeased.
You're telling me, one of the dragon army soldiers says. If we don't have it by dinner, I think the Loazet might have us for dinner. Have you seen the way he's looking these days?
You know what? You're all right. What is that? I hear noise. I'm going to go take a look from above.
One of them is going to break away and begin to climb a little bit of easy rise immediately to the south, as the rest slowly advance around the corner, keeping their claws up and their weapons drawn.
Are we in initiative yet?
I would like you to roll an initiative right now as I spend a drama bomb, so that, Riz, as you angle yourself for a dive bomb, you're going to step and a bit of shale is going to break away from beneath your foot and go and go bing off the top of the dragon officer's helmet.
Huh, what was that? You, up there!
As he points his weapon at you, let's roll initiative, people.
7.
All right, pop your initiatives in the chat, please.
I think Hazeal and Godfrey switched initiatives from last session.
Okay.
Yeah,
11
pretty much.
is at a 0. Sure. Okay. Dragon Army officers are not bad, actually. Okay, Dragon Army officers 19, 12, 11. Perfect.
Can I have cast haste before
Yes.
initiative, or okay?
Yes.
So
You said you were going to follow and cast right away, so
pretty much, yeah.
so that works for me.
So, Chris, do you have haste? The spell, so you know what all you get.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so going through the initiative, I have Rizira at the top, followed by Kelara, followed by Dragon Army Officer 1, followed by Hazeal, who is tied with Dragon Army Officer 2, who is followed immediately by Aurontiros, who is followed by Dragon Officer 3, followed by Capac Draconian 1, Capac Draconian 2, Capac Draconian, Godfrey, and then Capac Draconian 3, and then Levna, because the Capac Draconians have decent decks. All right, so as this occurs right now from around the corner, you are all going to be able to hear that.
What was that?
And then, ow! Hey, you there! As a sword is drawn, and Rizira, it is your turn. The Dragon Army officer at the front, who's about 15 foot down the slope, is pointing his blade up at you, kind of snarling through his helmet. What do you
And
do?
he's suddenly not going to see Rizira as she uses her Kaganesti Forest Shroud to bamf over to the dragon that is up at the top. My initial plan. When he started climbing up, I'm like, bitch, you're
The
mine.
Draconian. Okay.
Yep, the Draconian there. Because, bitch, you're mine.
Okay, go ahead. So,
bonus action, a Forest Shroud, and then advantage with my stab.
all right, go ahead.
Come on, please. Please, I haven't crit on a sneak attack. I want to crit on a sneak attack. No, I rolled double 9s on the dice. That's not great. 16. Yeah, right. 16. I'm gonna spend determination to make that a dirty 20 to hit.
All right, the first one's going to be a hit, and the second one is going to be a hit.
Huh?
You made 2 attacks?
No, I had advantage from the Kaganesti Forest Shroud. I rolled 9 and 9.
Oh,
Yeah. No.
so are you using your bonus action to attack twice?
No, because I'd use the bonus action to activate the Kaganesti Forest Shroud.
Fair. All right, so that's going to be a hit. Roll me your damage.
I will. Oh, that's some threes there. So 10 plus 4 is 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay, 14 points of piercing damage. Okay, is that all of your damage total?
Yep.
Okay, so vanishing in a swirl of leaves, you are going to appear on the top of this ridge next to this Capac Draconian, who is kind of crawling up the top, holding on to a serrated dagger in one hand as he looks around. You are going to appear, he's going to go, ah! As you slash your rapier into him, wounding him grievously across the face, kind of gouging one of his eyes out and scraping him down into his muzzle. He is going to snarl at you, and I'm going to spend a hurt them more to let him make a reflexive.
I was gonna continue my movement to move away from him.
Okay. Well,
Because now I have my 30 feet of movement.
okay. I'll save the hurt them more then.
Yeah, climbing down climbing down the thing would also be half movement, right? So 15 feet would take the full 30 to get down.
Yes.
Cool. Riz will jump down to the other side of the cliff then with her movement and get.
All right, make me an acrobatics check.
Ooh,
So you're just jumping all the way off?
Oh, I could do that and then use my 30 feet still. Or would...
Jumping counts as movement.
Okay, then I'll just climb down for 30 feet of my movement.
Or you can only climb down 15 feet of your...
Climbing speed is halved.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 30 feet tall, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right.
So you can either climb down, make it halfway, or you can just jump. It's not rough terrain if you're falling.
That then she will actually then not do that. She will just kind of run back to like near Aurontiros on the ledge with her 30 feet.
And you have a feat that means that I can't attack you if you attack me, right?
If my flashbuckler, yes, it's my ability as a swashbuckler.
All right, Kelara, it is your turn.
All right. I think she has her hood up to help try and hide her fairly distinctive hair of like very light colored. And they haven't seen them yet. So I think she's going to try and take this leading guy.
All right, so the Dragon Army officer at the front that was pointing a blade up at Rizira.
Yeah, I think she's going to try and hit him with Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay, sounds good. Make me an attack roll.
Okay. Right, one moment. Let me just pull up my page that has my numbers on it. Shit, yes!
What?
Was it in that 20 of the night?
Oh, God.
Excellent. It's just really hard to read, so I had to move it to read it. But, oh, that's so nice. Okay, one sec. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. I need some more dice. One sec. 50 points of radiant damage.
Holy crap.
It's 66. Doubled.
Okay, so it's 12d6s. That's a lot. Wait, sorry, how many did you do?
I think.
Guiding Bolt is 46 on the base level.
Uh-huh.
If you cast it at level 3.
Cast it at 3rd level. That
Okay.
adds 2d6.
Mm-hmm. So 66.
And then it was
so
a nat 20.
Yep, so you rolled 12d6.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You rolled real good.
I got 50.
That's a lot.
Not max, that's like
No, it's
22
10 less
off
than
of
max. 22 off max?
6 times 12?
6
Oh, no, wait,
times...
never mind. 6 times 6. Wait, what? Yes.
It's fine. So 50 points of damage. All right, so your Guiding Bolt is going to
I don't know.
streak across, slamming into the front Dragon Army officer. To do that, you're going to have to step around the corner and be visible as you do this.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of lean around and then maybe try and step back.
No, that you totally can. So that's going to blast this Frowan. He's going to stumble back, kind of shuddering a bit with this big gaping sear mark in the front of his armor. Still on his feet, but just barely. And is going to point at you and go, "I'll get you." Oh, gods. Is going to clutch at his chest. What else would you like to do?
I'm just gonna kind of step back and around a bit more.
Okay.
So that if he comes around the corner, he has to run into Godfrey and Levna first.
Sounds good. That is probably a smart idea. He is going to reach in to reach behind him, pull out his crossbow, take a couple of steps, and see that Levna is still partially visible around the corner, and it's not getting at all close to you guys, but is going to fire his heavy crossbow twice. Which are, that is going to be a plus. One of them is going to hit Levna. The first one is going to bounce off the side of her armor, but the next is going to punch right through the side of it, dealing a total of 9 points of piercing damage into Levna's side as he goes,
They're around the way! Get them!
okay, that is Dragon Army Officer number 1. Now Hazeal and Dragon Army Officer number 2 are up. Hazeal, we're acting same time. What are you doing?
Cool. Godfrey has a magic sword.
Yes.
Yep. Does Levna?
Levna does not.
Do I know? Cool. I would like to say, Levna, your sword, and go to touch it so I can imbue it and make it magical.
Okay. And that's not a concentration spell, right?
It's an ability. It's for 1 minute.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot that I did let you do that. Oh god,
Yeah.
it's the best thing ever. All right, so touching at her sword, what happens to her sword? Describe it to me.
I touch her sword and it just becomes wreathed in red flame.
All right, I'm okay with this. She's going to say, and just kind of stare at it for a minute and then go, this almost makes up for being shot.
Get him.
She's going to smile at you. The other one is going to charge forward and yell, Fortaucusers! And I'm going to spend a Hurt the More to allow him to make a double move and attack Levna with 2 uses of... mechanically, they say he has a vicious lance. It is a vicious greatsword. As he wields his greatsword and swings it down. Oh my god, that's actually 22... 17. Oh, it's gonna be 1 hit for sure. That is gonna be, could be way worse than that. Another 5 points for Levna as he comes down with this long serrated sword that slams into the side of her shoulder, and is going to ignite with a bit of fire. That is actually going to seem to shake her a bit, seeing this fire, because she does not do well with fire, as we all remember. All right, Aurontiros, it is your turn.
All right. Levna was hit.
Levna was hit twice, yeah. Once by a crossbow bolt that is still wedged in her side, and once by this long, serrated greatsword.
Let's cast. I think Shatter might hit those 3 at the northeast.
They are clustered right now. Yeah, it'll hit the 3 on the
I think
ground. For sure.
just barely hit those 3.
Yep, it will.
All right.
Okay.
I'm not
Ooh,
sure.
Those are good rolls for their saves, if they use that.
Yeah, there's going to be a echo in the canyon as invisible thunder echoes from beneath, from between the three
Okay.
warriors down there.
Okay, so it's going to hit 2 of the Draconians and 1 of the officers. The officer is going to fail his save. The other 2 are going to get a 19 and an 18, unless you want to do something like Silvery Barb's one of them.
Oh, that's. Can you do
Silvery
that?
Barb saving throws. Yeah.
And that would still use my reaction for.
Yeah, it would use your
this
reaction
turn?
for this turn.
And what did you roll?
I rolled an 18 and a 17.
18 and a 17.
And then like a 5 for the other guy, but I'm not even going to mention him.
Let's see. Right. Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Let's take the lower of it. The lower one. And
Okay.
I'm going to use cutting words
Okay,
as a reaction rather than silvery barbs.
sounds good.
And kind of whistle to distract them. Hey, ugly.
All right, so roll your bardic die.
Oh, please, Is that a D10 now? Shit.
You are level 6. You're at least a D8. Might be a D10 at this level. I need to play more bards.
Everyone. Bard.
I think it's a D8. You've been a D8 for the last little while, so.
Yeah, you've been handing out dates to us, so I think it's
Yeah, that's
dates.
right. It's always been a date with
You guys
Aurontiros.
are getting dates?
The dates. Yeah.
You just got to be more forward.
Yeah,
The chat agrees that it's a D8.
Oh yeah, it's long way from 10. Right, 10 it becomes a 10. Level 10 it becomes a 10.
Yep.
All right, minus
You're already a 10. Do it.
minus 6.
Okay, that's definitely going to go under your save. So that's going to, I'm going to say that's going to hit these 2 primarily and a little bit the Draconian in front. So go ahead and roll me damage.
3 D8. Give me your D8s. 3 dates
Yeah.
coming up.
3 dates.
Come on, not ones. Oh. 6, 6, and 7 makes 19.
19 is really good. Okay, that's going to hit that. That's going to hit that. And then Dragon Army Officer 3 is going to take 19 off his total, which is going to be... Perfect. All right. Shatter is going to hit the center of that, and one of them is going to hear, "Hey, ugly!" right as the shockwave hits the Capac Draconian and slams it back into the side of the canyon. Big chasms being rent through the center of the area. They're all pretty badly hurt, but are still on their feet. So, Aurontiros, you're going to do that. Do you have anything else you're doing with your turn?
Looking at the situation here, going to use Bardic Inspiration, placing a hand on Riz's shoulder and be like, "Get him, Tiger." And that's my turn.
Okay. Dragon Army Officer number 3 that you just struck is going to race out to the north, getting a nice vantage point, and is going to raise across and be, "I'm hunting elf today," she says as she raises her crossbow and fires 2 shots into you. Because you're at a higher angle, I'm going to give you partial cover. And I'm going to spend a hurt them more to reroll that. Okay, of course it is. Of course it's that number. Okay, one of the bolts is going to sail directly by you, but the other is going to punch directly into you with a... Does an 18 hit you?
It certainly does.
Then a 19 hits you because I did my math wrong. Okay, 19 is going to hit you. You're going to take a crossbow bolt in the side just above your right hip, plunging deep into your bowel. That is going to deal a total of 6 points of piercing damage and 3 points of fire damage as the bolt ignites.
Total of 9.
Total of 9. Okay, that is their turn. Then Capac Draconian number 1 is going to snarl and go, "Get back here, Kender!" And is going to rush Rizira from where she slashed into it, and is going to kind of like jump into the air and glide down with its dagger coming down on Rizira. Rizira, that is going to be a 22 and a 20.
Yep.
All right. Aha, I'm having a good time. How about you? Okay. Rizira, you are going to feel a sting as the serrated dagger rips through the meat of your upper left arm for a total of 6 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage, and then reverses and is going to plunge into your right bicep for 6 points of piercing damage and 9 points of poison damage.
Okay, so it's 10 plus 6 plus 9. 16, so 20, 25. Sorry, I just have to do math from the temp HP and the thing, so that's why
It does take a while.
But at least I have advantage on my next attack again, so that's nice.
It's true.
Levna and you, I think.
Okay.
That's how that works.
So 5, 10. All right. It is now the Capac Draconian's turn. They are going to rush you, and with the speed of... Oh, pardon me. The Capac Draconian actually goes after Godfrey. But the first one is going to rush forward and begin clawing up, moving with great alacrity up the side of the canyon with its climb speed. As it claws its way up, kind of bursting on top of the canyon wall next to Riz and Aurontiros. And Aurontiros, it is going to take a... Ooh, it's going to take a slash at you. And Riz, can you do me a favor, real quick? At the end of the last one's turn, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I was wondering because you said poison damage.
I did. I was getting too excited.
It's okay. I wasn't gonna ask because I didn't want to be teacher. Do we have homework today?
Teacher. Am I poisoned today?
Yeah. Oh, my dice hate me. That's a 4 plus 3. That's a 7.
Okay. Riz, as you raise your blade to defend yourself, as this thing leaps over the side, you are going to feel your muscles contract. You are paralyzed. Which means that as he is jumping up, he is going to see that and is going to attack you with his first attack, and that is a nat 20. And I got a nat 20. I rolled double 2s on the second attack. Now, just double checking this real quick. As you are paralyzed,
It's an auto crit.
It is an auto crit. Yeah. But he still managed to miss you with his second attack. So, you know, he's great at his job, really. So, I'm just gonna make this easy for you. Riz, you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of piercing damage. And an additional 20 points of poison damage.
Was the 6 doubled?
The
and the
6
20 doubled?
was total. The 6 and 20, it's a total of 26.
Okay.
So slashes down into you, slashing you right across the center of the chest. That is the second Capac Draconian, and that is both of his attacks. I have an extra drama bomb. I'm going to go ahead. I have an extra hurt them more. I am going to... I'm going to tackle the elf, I think. What is your armor class, my friend? Is it in fact 15 or lower?
It is 16.
Oh, okay. The Capac Draconian is going to lash out with its dagger and is going to slice just the edge of the fabric in front of your throat. But that was not successful. Godfrey, it is your turn.
Okay, first thing Godfrey's going to do is use bait and switch with Levna.
Okay.
And since he's hasted, it's like, come on, Levna, learn how to dodge. Just really, really quickly as going by, and +6 to her AC until my next turn.
Okay.
And then we switch places.
Already done,
Taking
yeah.
5 feet of my move, and then I'm going to attack that guy in front.
Okay.
All right. 24.
24 is probably going to hit him, yeah.
All right, for 12. And then 21
21 will hit.
for 14.
Okay, so what was the first? It was 14, and the first one was 12?
12, yeah.
Okay, 14, 12. Okay.
And then bonus attack from haste. 17.
17. You have your determination.
I don't anymore because I'm using it on that.
Okay.
For a nice
good.
30, 20. And that'll be 16.
Okay.
And
Okay.
how's
so
it looking?
So how much damage was this one?
16.
16. Okay, so that is 30. I'm seeing 42 points of damage on this. Okay, let me just do the math real quick. 42 minus that. This was the only one that had not been injured. So still on
Action surge.
Oh god, still on his feet as he tries to parry you around with his greatsword, and you slash. Action surge and haste. Let's do this. What do you got?
All right, 22
That's a hit.
for 13.
13, still on his feet.
Oh my gosh. Another 22 for
Okay.
another 16.
How do you want to do this?
So I'm gonna just kind of move with Levna really quickly, and just be yattering our way, come on, Levna, learn how to dodge, and just be and just slice it up a la Kender Blender style.
Okay.
And just be like, holy crap, just really fast and like a blur, and then
Yep.
then after it's gone, do I need to make any kind of a save because it's a draconian?
That is not as a Dragon Army officer.
Oh, sweet, perfect. And then, so I've already used 5 of my 55 speed
Mhm.
because of haste, and then I'm just gonna go right into that, and
Okay.
that's my turn.
Okay, so rushing toward the next Dragon Army officer at great speed. That is going to be where you are going to pay off. The other, they're fine up there. All right, so the next Draconian is going to rush you and is going to go, parry this, you filthy casual. And it's going to get, that is going to be a 20 to hit you and a 22 to hit you.
Because of haste, I'm at 23.
Oh my god, the 22 doesn't even hit you? You son of a bitch.
It's the all that haste.
Haste increases your
AC by 2.
Haste is great unless you lose it. Okay? So the Capac Draconian is going to rush for you on the ground, kind of like doing the claw run, is going to and is going to slash out twice with his dagger. Both times he's going to go, parry this, you filthy casual, and you're going to be like, okay.
And so I'm going to use Brace
Okay.
and spend another point, get another attack on him.
Oh god.
So that'll be a 27 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll me damage.
16, because I add the D8. So that'll be, sorry, math. I'm
No, it's
tired.
okay.
23.
Can you do me a big favor, my friend? Can you make me a dex save?
With advantage because of haste. So that'll be 15.
Okay, that's enough. 1 second, please, while I double check that. That is just enough. Okay. As he goes, parry this, you'll go parry, and then you'll just woodcut him through the head. Just splitting this Draconian down to its waist. Acid is going to spew out, black and sticky, that's going to spray all around. But is going to miss you and the Dragon Army officer next to you. And that one is dead. Wow, that was not a great life choice, my friend. Okay. Then Levna is going to go, hey, leave one for me! And then see what is happening up on there. There is a slight slopey rise here. I am going to spend the something good happens to have Levna gain the extra couple feet she needs to run up the side of the cliff and make 2 attacks with her magic sword at this draconian. And that's 2
She has
hits.
advantage because of the motivational speech.
Now, is that only on the first attack?
It's on her next attack.
Okay.
So it's probably this one.
So that's going to be 2 hits then. That is fantastic. Neither of them are crits, unfortunately, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. So rushing up, she is going to get, now the magic weapon, that just makes it magical for bypassing, right? It doesn't give a +1 bonus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's for,
9,
where did it go? I
8,
scrolled
17.
so much through this.
17. That's going to be
Sorry.
25
Also-
points of damage, which is going to not be quite enough to take out the one that is attacking Aurontiros, but is going to basically cleave deeply into its body. And
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
double
for overcoming immunity and resistance to non-magical attacks.
cool. Sounds good to me. Then that is going to be... Sorry, I'm just checking one little thing involving Levna. And then is going to use Second Wind. And regenerate 1, 2, 3, 4. That is going to be 13 hit points. So now she is -3. How many temp hit points did you grant Aurontiros? 5?
5.
Okay, so she's at 0 then. So she's at totally flatly healed. Perfect. Okay. So that is Levna's turn, cleaving into that mother. Top of the initiative, Rizira. I'm just going to check on the status of your poisoning. Okay, must succeed until the end of the target's next turn. The target... So you are going to be paralyzed till the end of this turn. However, if somebody wants to spend a something good happens right now, wants to buy one of those, I'll let you make the save before your turn begins.
Is this me?
This is...
Or
No.
the chat, but there's a
This is
slight
the
delay
chat.
with the chat.
There's a slight delay.
For a second, I thought I spaced out and Aurontiros was being maimed.
Okay. The chat has just bought a something good happens, so Riz, I'll let you re-roll that
And you got
paralyzation.
2.
Oh, nice. So Riz, make me a con save.
Nope, my dice hate me. 3 plus 3 is 6.
Okay. I will give you advantage on it by spending both of those something good happens. So you can re-roll it.
6 plus 3 is 9.
You have determination. If you'd like to spend it, you can
9.
try.
9 plus 3 is 12. Sure.
Okay. You are not paralyzed anymore. It's a low DC, but it's incredibly, destructive.
Yeah.
All right. So somehow you're going to shake off that, and it's your turn. What do you do? You've got 2 Capac Draconians flanking you. One which has been thoroughly cleaved by Levna, but is still on its feet.
And the other one that I hit.
The one that you hit, yeah. Both of them are pretty bad shape. Like, pretty bad. The one that Levna's fighting is almost at death's door. The other is thoroughly bloodied.
I think I will. Yeah, I'll attack the one that's to the right of Rizira, the one that
Okay.
attacked me initially. As it,
Yep, the one that paralyzed you. Okay.
oh, I had Bardic Inspiration. I could have spent. Fuck on those saves. I could have spent on the initial save. Damn it.
Hmm.
Stupid. That's a nat 20 on that one.
There we go. There's your luck.
Thanks, Jen. That was your that dice.
Okay, so this is going
You
to
use
be
your
a.
advantage. Oh, you got a nat 20 anyway. It doesn't matter.
She used her advantage on her first attack last round.
No, that wouldn't have, because he would have hit me. So I actually did have advantage.
So you still have it?
I think I do still have it because it's the one that it's the advantage from the temp HP being taken away.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get that until after my turn had gone. So I
Okay.
did
Yeah.
technically have advantage on that. So but it's a nat 20. So
It's a nat 20, so
yeah.
you had some safety range.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So D6s. Alright, I'll just roll another 2 after that. Okay. 10, 21, 27, 30, 34 points of piercing damage.
Yep. How do you want to do this?
I think she's going to actually swing her rapier around, and she's gonna almost like feint with it and then grab the dragon
Draconian?
draconian, thank you, his hand, and plunge his own dagger into him.
Okay.
Just grab it and be like, no.
I need you to make me a. I need you to make me a dex save.
Okay.
As you plunge it into him, he is going to just start to bubble. His scales are going to start to become covered in boils, and he's going to explode into this viscous acid.
That's a 24 dex save.
You're going to be too short. You're going to dodge out of the way. What else would you like to do? You still have your bonus action?
Yeah, I think as a bonus action, if that guy's on death's door, I'll make an attack at that guy.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, easy come, easy go. That's a nat 1.
Okay. He is going to snarl and use his. Do me a favor. Make me a contested strength and athletics or dex and acrobatics roll.
I will do acrobatics.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1 on that.
Oh God. Okay. As you snarl and do that, he is going to spin around, and with his lashing tail is going to take your legs out from under you, and you are going to tumble down the side of the hill. You are going to take some damage as you fall. Take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are now on the ground next to Godfrey as you fall down the side of the canyon.
Riz is down.
Okay, so you're going to crack your head on the way down? Okay. All right. So Riz is down, but you nat 20'd, which is how you wanted to go out fighting. Kelara, it is your turn. You're going to see Riz get knocked down off of the top of the cliff face above you.
Okay. How badly banged up does the one on top look?
The one that's fighting Levna and Aurontiros looks honestly like it's going to explode any minute.
Okay, so they've got this.
They've got this.
And
yeah.
the one in front of Godfrey is the one that I already hit hard, I think, right?
Yes, but you can't see it right now because you're around the edge of
No.
the canyon.
But there is, and then there was another one up there because I knew how many.
You know there
orcs
were a
is on the
couple
wall.
up to the north, yes.
Okay. I am gonna come around to the front.
Okay, moving around to the front, you can see that Rizira has tumbled off of the top and is lying on the ground unconscious behind
Okay.
Godfrey.
Okay, I think everything I can do for her is touch base, so I'm gonna have to wait a turn, I think. So I am going to hit Godfrey with Shield of Faith.
Okay.
As a bonus action. And I would like the one in front of him to make a dex save, please.
Okay, make a dex save. That is going to be... So, the Dragon Army officer in front is going to make a 17.
Oh, damn it. I think that's good enough.
I think it probably is, yeah.
by 1. Yeah, by 1.
Okay. All right, the Dragon Army officer is going to bat your sacred flame out of the way, and is going to shout, "More glory to Tarkasus!" She will say as she bats it out of the way. Okay. Do you have anything else you're doing with your turn?
No, that was action and bonus action, so.
Sounds good. All right, Hazeal.
Okay. Can I get within 30... Am I within 30 feet of the one on top? No, because it's 30 feet up.
It's for 30 feet up. You could... If you climbed halfway up the hill, you could.
Sure. Yeah, because I'm not going to use my movement for much else, so that's fine.
So yeah, right up
Yeah, I will climb halfway up the hill. I will quicken spell blindness on asshat on top of the hill.
Okay. What's my saving throw for this?
Constitution.
Okay.
And
what's my DC?
You're looking for 15.
15. All right, here we go. That's an 11.
Cool. So blind, and at the end of each of its turns, it can make another con save. So attack rolls have advantage against him. Those of you on top of the hill. And so that was quicken spell for that, and then I'm going to firebolt the one in front of Godfrey.
All right, so from there you can see down. That's a straight line. Godfrey's engaged in combat, so from that I'm going to give a slight cover. Do you have anything that negates cover?
I have my Wand of the War Mage, which negates half cover.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah. So let's I'm gonna roll that. I have to do a spell attack, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. That is almost a nat 20, but not quite. That is a 27.
That will absolutely hit. Roll me damage.
Awesome. And because I'm at level 5, it's one up. That is 11 damage on that one.
11 damage is to Dragon Army Officer number. Well, I don't have to worry about. Okay, and this is the one that Godfrey already hit once, right?
Yeah, it's the one right in front of him.
Okay. All right. So there is going to be a sudden burst of flame as you. Well, why don't you tell me what happens?
Sorry, what was that?
Why don't you tell me what happens?
Oh,
because
yeah,
between Kelara and Godfrey, this one's taken a lot of damage.
Fair. I think Hazel's just standing there with like a cold efficiency of like pointing her wand at the one that Aurontiros and Levna are fighting, and then like spinning it around and pointing at the one in front of Godfrey, and just fire erupts and speeds towards them and ignites them.
All right, she's going to fall to her feet and die rather horribly, and that is going to be the end of your turn. Aurontiros, it is your turn. The one in front of you, his eyes have clouded over with this miasma of blight. What do you do?
Switching weapons in this system
Totally
is
fine.
Totally fine?
Yep, you can basically swap one out, so...
Yeah.
It's more complex than that, but...
multi-attacks with different weapons.
Nah.
I presume.
Nah. Technically, you have to put a weapon away, and you get one free object interaction. But like, what are you doing?
Because I can't use a bow in front of this guy effectively. So I was thinking of.
Well, you can. He is blind, so you'll have disadvantage on the attack. But you have advantage against him, so you just be rolling flat to shoot him point blank.
Right. I like Aurontiros with a sword sometimes.
Okay, so yeah,
Right.
sometimes Aurontiros.
Sometimes. So I think shouldering the bow, he's going to, with Elven Grace, switch to his long blade and he's blinded. Yeah, slice at this guy.
Okay, make me an attack roll with advantage.
Ooh. That is 18.
18 is absolutely... Oh, look, you have determination. Oh, wait, pardon me.
I'm
this
going to
is the Cap
spend
Act-
determination.
You know what? It's the Cap Act Draconian. Never mind. Yeah, that's a hit. That's a hit.
That's
Don't worry
a
about
hit.
your... That's a hit. I mixed up my two ACs because I'm a genius tonight.
All right.
Go ahead.
That's a hit. D8 time. 6 plus 4, 10.
All right, I need you and Levna to both make me a deck save, please. Levna got a nat 20 for once in... Well, actually, she's been doing really well today. Make me a deck save.
Oh, that's not good. Ooh, and this is plus. Bards don't have a good con.
Yeah, they have a pretty
right?
good deck save.
Oh, it's a deck save. Oh,
Yeah.
plus 7, 12.
Okay.
fine.
So how do you kill this one?
He's going to draw his blade, pierce it through the chest, and then just as it's kind of doing its vibraty thing before it explodes, kind of kick it, switch sides with it almost, and kick it to the south end of this wall, so it's not shattering down on Godfrey
Okay.
and
All right, so
Rizira.
it tumbles down the way and explodes like an overripe bit of fruit, splashing the side of the canyon wall with this sizzling acid that hits neither you nor Levna. Nice hit, she says. And it is Dragon Army Officer number 3's turn. Dragon Army Officer number 3 is going to see what is happening. She is going to look at Godfrey being super speeded. Aurontiros, would you like to do anything with your bonus action, actually? Do you have anything that you'd like to use?
Godfrey, Mishakal smiles upon you. Get him.
Okay, Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna roll on my dice. I'm gonna roll a dice to see how much of a fanatic I am, guys, on a scale of 20.
Uh-oh.
Okay. She is going to... I'm gonna roll to see how smart she is, too. One sec. I rolled in that one.
So they have 1 inch, right?
Yeah, she's going to raise her flaming sword and look at you, Godfrey, and go, "You will never reach Sunward Fortress. You will never stop us. Vortakis ass!" And she's going to charge you. And okay, one of them's going to hit you. You got hit, son. You did. And I'm very
Last.
excited about this. Unlike us, are you gonna do it? You gonna do this to me?
Rolled higher than a 25, Kelly.
I rolled a 19 plus, because his AC is 24, right, or 23 or 24 right now, right?
25 with
because
haze
of the
and
shield of
haze
faith.
and shield of
and
faith.
haze.
Oh god, Shield of Faith.
And see, Godfrey can't touch this.
He's just kind of important to Kelara, right? So like, she's
Oh
gotta.
no, he might
Alright,
lose
so
one
first
of his
of all,
900 points.
first of all, fuck you. Second of all, I rolled a nat 1. Make me an opportunity attack if you'd like, Godfrey. I thought I would get one hit on you before you killed me, man.
It'll be a
God damn.
24
Yeah, that probably hits my AC.
or
Oh, God.
12.
Okay, it's still, you know what? She's still on her feet. She's still on her feet. not terribly much, but she's okay. Okay, all right, she's still up. She's still up. My initiative chart looks so ugly right now. Godfrey, it's your turn. So she charges you, trips over her own foot as the divine armor of Mishakal flares up around you, the shield of faith, and you're just gonna like slash her, and then go ahead. What do you do? What do you do? It's your turn.
Yep, I'm gonna start attacking. Good old inspiration from the bard there. So start with that. Oh, that didn't eat it. So that's a 27
Yep.
for another 12.
Okay, I'm just gonna start making notes. Go ahead. 12. Okay.
19
That's a hit.
for 13.
Okay.
And then extra attack from haste. That'll be a 26.
Okay, that's a hit.
Ooh, I rolled a 1, so 9 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Same thing, kind of blender, but for the last one, I'm actually just gonna knock this one out by, like, I'm just punching with the sword, like, bam, like right in the face.
Okay. A series of teeth will hit the ground as the helmet bends inward at the front, and like with Tweety birds going off around her head, she is going to collapse to the ground.
Okay, who's next? What are we doing now?
All right. The combat has ended. You have 3 dead draconians that have exploded around you, and 2 dead dragon army officers and 1 unconscious one lying on the ground, along with Rizira, who is slowly fading away.
Once the other one drops and we're no longer like watching out for that, Kalara's gonna run over to Rizira.
Okay. You can go ahead and you can stabilize her if you want. So
yeah,
a little quiet settles back on in here as the thunder rolls overhead.
I'm gonna drop haste on Godfrey so that he can have his time of recovery.
Okay. All right. So Godfrey, you're going to definitely suddenly depower down.
I could use a nap.
You did real well out there.
Okay, so where is this place that they said that we weren't going, and why are we going there immediately?
I don't know.
Son.
She said something about perhaps it's their base or their fort.
Anybody who wants to can roll me a history or intelligence roll. If they lack history.
History. Nat 20.
You are going to immediately remember that one of the spots that Dalamar asked you to hunt, actually, directly to the north of you, is a place called Sunward Fortress, which is located at the Spires.
Oh.
Ooh.
At the Spires of Dawn. It is just it's like to the north of those.
Interesting. Well
I
then.
guess that's where we're going.
Didn't they also... Oh. Sorry. Just a little slow.
I've been saying that for years.
The...
Aurontiros will high five Levna if she accepts it.
She doesn't turn down high fives. What is she, like some type of monster?
Yeah, she's not a monster. She's she's not a monster. She's just a head of the system.
While everybody's discussing that, Kelara is going to take her staff and kind of chant over Riz for a moment. What is your max HP?
59.
59. Okay. Do we round up or down on half of that?
I think
you round
down.
Down. Okay, so 29 it is. I can do 30 hit points, but you're getting 29 as I channel divinity preserve life.
Oh, good. She's back. Hey, kid. Nice stabbing.
Is it over? Oh. Didn't really do much there. You guys got all the hits in. Oh. Just fell down a hill. Ow. Oh, I must have a bump.
I mean, you got some good hits in there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they also?
Anybody else particularly damaged looking? Whichever you got out fairly unscathed.
No, Levna went back up, right?
Yeah, Levna just like looks down and goes, I think I'm okay. This actually just mostly skinned me. She pulls the crossbow bolt out of her armor and throws it on the ground.
I'm just a little tired. Maybe I'll just sit down for a few minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Did none of you all get hit? Excuse me, you're all bigger than me. I'm the small one.
Excuse me.
Riz, when you go and
And
run
is it-
right up to them.
I didn't. I ran away. I was at the top of the hill.
I took
Yeah, and then you tackled the one that came up.
I took battle
I hid
damage,
behind the hill.
You did get shoot.
and
you-
Aurontiros shows his like little cut on his hip.
Oh,
I also
I
seem to
cross-
remember Levna got shot.
Yeah, she just pulled it out.
Ow.
I'm fine. It's just a little arrow. Come on. Who hasn't been
Yeah,
poked
I
by a
got-
toothpick before?
Poisoned and paralyzed. That was a weird feeling.
We'll
Again,
try not to do that next time.
you know,
Large,
I
you can
tried.
hand Riz a cookie.
Thank you.
It doesn't
So-
do anything, it's just a cookie.
I knocked this one out. Maybe we can get some more answers. And didn't they?
Want a
They
cookie
said
for
a
breakfast?
name too. What was it? Loset? Lod?
I couldn't quite hear.
No, me neither.
That might
That
be
sounds-
important.
Well, let's wake this one up and get to work.
Oh. Forgive me, master, for I must go all out and use elven magic.
I don't know if I want
in
to see
one's
this.
mind.
All right.
You
Uh,
you just killed that one like 6 times before they hit the ground.
That was a fair fight.
And this is their reward. She'll tap, like pat Aurontiros on the shoulder. You've got this.
all right. And as you prepare to go in and start doing some questioning, I think this is a great time for us to take a quick break. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 5. Hiya! Hello, everybody. This is the part of the program where we talk to the chat briefly. Let's put, like, I don't know, 5 on the clock, because we got a lot of stuff to do tonight. How's everybody doing? You all good?
I've put
Tired.
dice in my bra.
Oh, you're using
Cleanse
the
them.
old...
I am
cleansing
cleansing
method, huh?
them.
I need
I
to
put
get
the
a
two
bra.
nat ones in there. I put the 2 nat ones in there because that was.
So is this what we're doing now? Is this how we're officially Dorktail's cleansing dice?
It's the Dorktail's
Uh-oh.
The
How
torpedo.
do I unclench?
patented formula for cleansing dice.
Gotta put them down, you know.
Go on.
It's for the OnlyFans.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, is that the
Nice.
OnlyFans?
Is this
Yeah.
going to be on Warm Tub the Fallen?
Warms up the volume.
I forgot about that.
Warm tub the fallen.
The internet
Awesome.
never forgets.
So someone in the chat was asking when Star Trek is. So Star Trek is, we have something scheduled on June 12th. I'm not sure if it's going to be Game 1 or Game 0, like Session 0 over on Patreon. But we'll know a little bit more about that when we get a little closer to it. But it is June 12th is when the first thing is scheduled for anybody who's asking. Although we did drop beneath our patron numbers for that, so we need to pump those up. Those are rookie numbers. We need to get back to 150 to keep running that game. Please and thank you. I think we're like 3 down because everybody does like yearly subscriptions starting in April, I think, and it's just like a bunch of people expired. So yeah, pump those numbers up. I think we need like 2 or 3 more, but we'll still run it just because we said we would.
Yeah.
We hit the milestone.
We take it away as punishment.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be that as long as it's above that threshold, we run stuff, but I'm
Right.
like, it's... Oh god, we gotta order our outfits, Cal.
I was actually just going to say, I was going to wait, but like now, well, you know, we're talking about future projects. Yeah, let's combine the shipping for like
Yeah, let's
whatever
combine
it
our
is
shipping
we
to
end
form
up going
Voltron.
on. Yeah.
So you guys are getting
Absolutely.
Voltron outfits?
No, we're getting Transformers outfits? No, we're getting...
Transformers outfits.
Yeah, we're
Star
gonna be
Wars.
Transformers. We're gonna be more than meets the eye.
Which Transformers?
I don't know. Not the Beast Wars.
Starscream.
Good choice.
Yeah, pretty good. So, what's everybody else up to? Anything interesting happening in y'all's lives? No,
I went back
not
to
really.
work and not sleeping well, but it's great.
It's great going back to work.
No, just life in general.
Oh, okay.
It's been. It's
I was
been,
like, that doesn't sound great
even
at all,
without
Chris.
even without the sleep, but things have been going well. Little guy's growing strong.
It's good. I recorded our Patreon podcast today with Amy, and so that will be up. And then Christine and I are recording one on Friday, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So-
when do you want
nice.
to do that actually? Because I'm going to be out in the morning now.
Oh, okay. When's good for you?
Probably afternoon, evening.
All right. Afternoon would probably be best. Like, I don't know. What time do you think? 3? 2:30? You gonna be back by 2?
Probably. I mean, I'm taking my parents out for a walk and lunch because it's Mother's Day and my dad's birthday. So I just combine those 2 things into one. Dad
Okay,
kind of gets
why
a
don't
little
we-
ripped off because we don't do much for Father's Day.
Let's see if we can do it around 2 then.
Okay.
So that should be enough out there. We'll touch base on that in a bit. Yeah. Anybody else doing anything? Cal, you're still Beast Warsing it up. Are you excited for the Beast Wars movie, Mr. Energon?
The thing is, a lot of Beast Wars media is pretty gosh darn bad. And I'm saying that as somebody who's been doing a Beast Wars podcast for 2.5 years. And it's because the more you like something, the more enraged you get when someone does it wrong. Right? It's not even that
100%.
you're asking for perfection, right? Like the
But
D&D
when it's
movie.
wrong, it's
The
wrong.
D&D movie's fine. Like it's fun, right?
Yeah, the D&D movie was fine. I saw a bunch of people complaining about it today. I think that, like, my problem is I don't need to have Facebook anymore. I really don't, because every time I go on Facebook, the only reason I'm there is I'm loading things to read people's bad takes on things. And I don't think that that's healthy for me. I think that that's really, really bad.
Yeah, agreed.
Because, like,
I'm
I'll-
almost done with Twitter and Facebook.
I feel like Twitter's even less toxic for me, at least. My feed is less toxic.
Wow.
I just like, I look at stuff and I'm always really amazed because I'll load something up and it'll be a simple post like, orphans should have food. And it'll be like, you know, I'll see something, what is this woke garbage? What is wrong with you?
We had to work to pay our kids in my day.
Our kids work 12-hour days for no pay, just for the right to breathe air. And I'm like,
isn't the point trying to make a better world and life for the successive generations?
have you seen that meme?
How dare new generations get things better than the old generation? Never.
That sounds like failure.
Have you seen that meme that's like the greatest generation? It's like, we need to make things better for our kids, or like it's like the generation's like, we need to make things better for our kids, and then like the silent generation, we need to make things better for our kids. The greatest generation, we need to make things better for our kids. Boomers, screw you, entitled shits.
Well, I think
and then it's millennials and Gen Z being like, well, I guess we won't have kids.
I think one of my favorite things that I've seen was like everyone's just like, oh, this next generation is the worst and whatnot, and just seeing how far back in history that goes. Like, I think somebody like managed to find a quote from like Aristotle saying that no, this next generation is just
Aristotle. Literally.
Aristotle complains about it. Tons of Grecian and Roman philosophers complain about it.
It's constant. There's news articles and stuff like that. Like since like,
dude,
I
I
translate it. It's almost word for word the same sentiment.
Yeah,
I am so proud of Zoomers. Zoomers are great.
So am I. It's funny. Millennials all seem to actually really like Zoomers. Like, I love that Zoomers will just like not work a job with shit. Like, oh.
I love that they don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah.
I would love to not. I would love to give fewer fucks than I do.
Yeah,
we were the generation where we were told to give the most amount of fucks.
We were, and unfortunately now my field is barren. That's not true. I am oversensitive about everything. Right? I care.
Behold
way
the
too
field
much.
Upon which I grow my fucks. You shall see.
It's a good harvest.
It is a
this
bountiful
year.
harvest this year.
It's a lush and glorious field.
Please, somebody come in.
I just like to pretend it's barren.
Yeah.
Internally, it's really lush, and I'm like,
I
oh
thought we were
shit.
supposed to give less as we get older.
I give so many fucks.
So many fucks. Too many fucks.
Which is why I was like out of work for a day and a half last week, because I gave too many fucks and got too stressed about it.
Yeah, that was really rough. Like that was
I was just
real
like, oh,
rough
fuck,
on
I
you.
just need to go to sleep.
The Zoomer attitude is great though, because like I love the idea of just being like, of not giving 2 weeks notice.
Why should they adhere to this extremely toxic? Don't talk about your wages. Don't you have to give 2 weeks? No, you don't. That's like weird courtesy culture.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because like a job is not going to give you 2 weeks notice before they fire you.
True.
Well, what's up, Robin?
I haven't signed in my contracts that's the thing.
Did they have to give you 2 weeks notice?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. I have a contract that I'm on right now where I have to give them 30 days notice, but they can fire me same day.
Weird. That's
for my
fair.
side
That's not
hustle,
fair.
my magazine that I work on. I have to give them a month's notice. Basically, I have to give them an issue.
Yeah.
If anyone is talking about, I see the chat was talking about some clickbait things on Facebook being the worst. I posted a relevant meme in the Discord for that.
Yeah. So anyway, good job, Zoomers. You're great. Also, it was fun teaching Zoomers. When they found out that I was a DM, it was really weird. Because they
I always want to be in that class when a whole bunch of youngins like find that out.
It was weird because like I was teaching a bunch of like 17, 18-year-olds when I was a professor, and like mostly there were a couple of 17-year-olds, which is weird because it was a college course, but there were some youngins in it, and they were like, "Hey, you do D&D?" I'm like, "Yeah, I stream." And they're like, "What? What's your channel?" I'm like, "I probably shouldn't tell you this." I probably shouldn't tell you this. But yeah, anyway, it was fun. Guys, I'm really excited because on Saturday this week, I'm gonna knock a bunch of shit on the floor. On Saturday this week, we have the return to Mage the Victorian Age finally, and that's gonna be really, really good. I'm very excited about that. I hope you all tune in for that. I was talking to Robin about it earlier and how I'm really excited because I'm doing my best to, or I was talking to Amy about it. I was talking to someone about it earlier, and I was talking to Amy about it, and how I'm really excited because this season is more disturbing than the last season, but is not as gratuitous. And I love that we're going deeper, not wider, or wider, not deeper. We're going one direction instead of the other. And it's like, oh yes, this is much more disturbing, but I feel much less concerned about accidentally crossing a TOC line. And I love that. I love it. It's going to be so good. I'm like, stop hitting this mic, Kelly. Jesus. I'm used to having the mic on the left, and now I keep bumping the damn mic. Bumping it.
Muscle memory.
I've moved all my drinks to the left already. It's just, I've got like 3 times on my list of edits that are like bump, bump, bump. Bump, 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 bump. What other stuff is really good to say to you before we hop back in? Thank you for being here. Oh, quick notice. We are not really sponsored by these guys. Bookwyrm Games is our sponsor. They're amazing. If you're going to back one Kickstarter, go back their Kickstarter. However, if you're going to back 2 Kickstarters, some friends of mine just launched one. So my friend, I don't know if he uses his real name on the internet, so we'll just say my friend, what's their studio name? One sec. So come on, just load without doing it. So Curations by Kira is a group that does all sorts of 3D printed gaming supplies, and they just launched a Kickstarter for a modular D&D storage box, and like they're really, really cool things. I'll post the link there, but Chris, you know the people I'm talking about. Remember when I used to be a paid DM up at the campus and you were in that game?
Yes.
It's that guy and his wife that were in the game there. That's their company.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so they
What
go
is it?
check out the link. I've popped it inside of the Facebook chat. But yeah, no, I told them we'd chat them up and we'd see, like, you know, if people bit, and they've got about 9 days left on there. They're really cool products. They do some really, really cool stuff. Actually, there was a great moment where we were at Vancouver Fan Expo, and I'm walking down the aisle and I'm looking around, and there's this one booth that's selling a bunch of like it's like a smaller booth in the Artist Alley, and there are a bunch of people dressed like Wednesday Addams there, including this like really big, like beefy guy with glasses. And I'm like, you look oh my god, and it was totally him, and that was their booth there, and we chatted around for a bit, and I told them that if they ever did another Kickstarter, let me know, and I would do my best to support them and help them promote it. So take a look at it. If it's something that you'd like to back, it's always great. They are a really good group of people, and it's a husband and wife duo that
That looks really cool.
It is. It looks really cool, right? I can't really describe it. It's like it's a castle fortress shaped like storage box and a dice rolling bin and like
DM
modular.
screen. It's a whole package of like
Modular.
Neat.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
it's
really
so
cool.
organized. It's like everything you need.
It's everything you need.
And
But
it
I
looks
told
like
them
a castle.
it looks like a castle. You can't beat that. It's got a couple different designs and like it's cool. So if it's something that you'd be interested in, it's a small group. I think they'd really appreciate anybody who went in. They've got like 120 people right now. I'd love to see them break 200. And maybe they'll give me one. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. They probably won't. They're probably expensive to make, but still, that'd be cool. So anyway, go check that out. And let's see. Anything else to talk about? I feel like there was like one last thing. Stay hydrated this weekend because it is going to be very warm. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, stay hydrated at least. Okay.
Yeah, nobody else is allowed to stay hydrated.
All the
Just
water
us.
is ours.
And Robin,
All of
you
it.
have Ninja of Darkness 100 is asking any brand name recommendations for sparkling wine? Where are you located, Ninja? That will probably make a big difference. If you're Canadian, I could list off a couple companies. Barefoot, just all Barefoot. Watch
It's
your
when you
face
go
when
sparkling. And you
So, yeah, hit Robin up in the chat. She'll hook you up. Anybody have anything else they want to mention before we hop back in the game?
I just went down a rabbit hole of looking at BC law on like employment termination.
It's not great.
It's
it actually
actually
great?
not that bad because it's not just straight 2 weeks. It's based on length of employment.
Oh,
It can go up to 8 weeks.
To 8 weeks. Yeah.
And there is
depending on how long you've
no
been there.
coverage for an employee having to give notice. So I'm
Oh,
kind of
really?
like a little not sure that they are actually legally allowed to have that contract that you signed.
They are
Well,
because the
when
BC
it's
government
a contract,
the BC government also has one that says you're supposed to give 30 days. They don't enforce it very much, but they do have it written.
it's because I signed a
So-
contract.
Yeah.
as soon as
Because
you sign
we-
a contract, you're agreeing to a set of.
That's okay if it's
Well,
one of those things.
interesting because they don't actually have that under anything under any of the exemptions, and technically you shouldn't be able to get out of a law by getting forcing somebody to sign a contract. So I don't know how
But do
legal
they-
that is still.
Do they say in the law that that employees don't have to give notice at all?
Yep.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no requirement on the employee to give notice.
Yeah, it's
There's
just
no
toxic work.
requirement.
Yeah, under the law. So the employee does
but
not
if you
have to
sign-
notify the
but-
employer.
But if you signed a
They can just
contract,
leave.
you are entering into an agreement that you will.
Yeah.
So they could
But
probably withhold pay.
They negated their responsibility under the law. They must give you notice or pay you that amount of time. That's what the notice period is them paying you the 2 weeks.
Interesting.
that they're
I think
supposed
it's
to give
something
you.
that we'd have to look into. But I'm not going
So-
to get fired anytime soon, thankfully. So
But it's just also
Um,
like, wait a minute, that's really weird. I hadn't thought of that before. How did they manage to get around that if that's BC law?
because companies. But anyway, folks, I think it's
Yeah,
probably time
so.
for us to head back into game. Good job, our own little legal eagle.
I was like, what is the regulation in BC?
I actually think BC
really
tenancy
curious now.
law is really good. If you really want to have a fun one, look up the history of British Columbia liquor licensing, because there's a lot of really gross stuff that goes with it. I love Canadian liquor laws. I took an entire history class on them. My favorite is the sandwich, because in many places, particularly in Eastern Canada, this was very popular around Joe Beef's in Montreal. But it was that you could not buy alcohol without some food. So there was a communal sandwich. They would make one, they'd have a sandwich and it would last like days potentially, but the sandwich would go from table to table with drinks.
Wow. Oh,
And the sandwich would just sit there while you were drinking, and then when you left, it would go to someone else.
communal sandwich.
You just wouldn't eat it. There was no
This is
law
in
that said you
BC.
had to eat it. It just you had to order a sandwich or some type of food. Also, if you look at old bar areas in Canada, particularly in British Columbia, the bars used to be urinal troughs because it was, I forget the exact thing, it was illegal to leave the bar front or something. Basically, you had to pee at the bar because you couldn't leave your drink or something like that. It's a really weird law. Double check me on that. It's pretty great.
That
Also,
just
I'm
sounds
loving
fun.
all. It's real. It's gross, guys. There's more than one reason the women weren't allowed in bars, mostly because guys were peeing everywhere. I think that's the safe reason to not
Swearing and peeing everywhere.
swearing and peeing everywhere. That's what we do as guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to swearing and peeing everywhere inside of Kryn. No, let's not. That's all.
Unless.
Whew. Unless no, that's you definitely want to join
Unless.
Dork's OnlyFans for that. All right, so folks, it is time for us to head back into Dragonlance: Shadow of the Dragon Queen here on Dork Tales. Let's see how far we can get into this as we hop back in right about now. Hello and welcome back to Dork Tales. This is Dragonlance: Shadow of the Dragon Queen. When last we left you, you had just managed to defeat a search party of Draconians and Dragon Officer soldiers. Thunder rages overhead as a storm begins to head up the drowning road. Rain buffets all around you as you sit leaning over one of the Dragon Army officers that you took captive. Who is doing their best to wake this person up?
Hey there. Hello. Go on. And it's raining, you said?
It is raining, yes.
Now, is the helmet permanently bashed in onto their face?
It is
Or
just,
can
you
we-
can pull it off. You can pull it off.
Let's pull this off and give them a little wakey.
She looks up at you. Her face is pretty mangled from the fight, and what do you want? What do you want? I won't tell you anything.
Oh, it's okay. You don't need to tell us anything. You can rest now. You've fought well. But I must ask, the zealotry, the faith that you fight for, does it have faith in you?
What? What do you mean?
What do you fight for?
I vow for the Dragon Queen.
And you believe in this Dragon Queen?
She spits a wad of blood, kind of at your feet rather than on you. She can't quite muster up the strength to do it.
Your associate, before they passed us off to you, did the same thing.
If you're gonna kill me, then just kill me.
I don't want to kill you. Why would we do that?
I'm not afraid to die.
There are things worse than death.
I'm not afraid of anything with Takithith by my side.
I'm afraid that you'd have to say that. Well, I suppose I'll have to use ancient elven mind meld techniques. And Aurontiros is going to kind of do the Vulcan mind meld like touch and casting command.
Ooh, okay.
Aurontiros is going to reach and touch their head and kind of just yell, "Confess."
Okay.
Kalara's gonna like yelp a little and like flinch away, like it's a
okay.
bad thing.
What is my save DC?
On command.
Okay.
That's not how you spell command. There's no. There it is.
KAMM.
Yes, just like that. It
Commando.
is-
Wait, what? No, that's
Commander
wrong.
Schwarzenegger shows up. We fight for love. That's the ending song from that. I've watched the movie about 60 times, probably.
Wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
And what's the DC that you have for your spells?
And the DC, according
So
to
it's
this,
8 plus your charisma plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so 8 plus 5 plus, so that's, the proficiency's 3, and my charisma modifier is plus 5, so it's 16.
16, okay. So she's going to fail. Okay, so command. So, you say confess. One word command to the creature you can see within range. Follow the exact command that's next turn. Doesn't speak your language, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sounds good. So confess. Okay. Well, as it finishes his plan, we're gonna destroy everyone with the Shard of Chaos. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna bite your face off. She's gonna try to bite
A
you.
shard of, okay.
I'm gonna roll a disadvantage for her to try to bite you. She got like a 2. It's not. She kind of lunges at you a bit and just ends up falling on the floor, even more.
See, the Shard of Chaos, you say?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me more about this Shard of Chaos, or should I just take it from you again?
Do your worst, you knife-eared shit.
All right. This base that you were speaking of, where is it?
Can you use command again?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, that's a fail. So you say tell me, I guess, to
Truth. Tell me the truth.
It's in the north by the spires. It's an old monument to some dead god.
In the north. And this Shard of Chaos? That's what you're looking for?
You want me to talk, huh?
Or I could keep doing what I'm doing.
good luck. And she's going to bury her head next to her chest and roll onto her stomach as best she can. And
Okay.
You are going to hear a horrible noise come from her mouth. A squelching noise.
Gonna kick her over onto her back.
Okay. Kicking her over onto her back, her mouth is covered in blood. And she's going to laugh and spit a glob of meat at you.
What did she do?
It bounces on the ground, and you're going to see the telltale ridges of the tip of a tongue. She's going to kind of laugh at you, and just blood is going to be pouring over the side of her mouth, and she's going to kind of start just cackling. And then she's going to go cross-eyed and faint because she has like 0 hit points. And this definitely is going to knock her the rest of the way out.
Was anyone else around to hear most of that?
Oh yeah, I think like Riz has just been like chilling because she's hurt. So I'm using this opportunity as a short rest.
Liz
So
and
I think
Flora
Riz
are
is,
right behind you.
yeah.
Yeah, she like hid. Was she hiding from Aurontiros?
Kelara?
Yeah.
Well, she did the reaction to help you with intimidating it. She like kind of was like, "Oh, magic!" In behind you.
So Rizira.
Yeah.
And he's gonna look around for Godfrey to see how much he backed away from the elven magic.
Standing
Like
watch,
that.
looking around, maybe about 30 feet away.
Rizira, you heard that she mentioned a shot of chaos.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was. I almost wrote Chaos Emerald in my notes for some reason. I don't know why, but I definitely wrote that and had to cross that out.
Chaos emeralds. That's like a Kender
Yes.
myth, isn't it?
Yeah, you collect the
And if-
Chaos Emeralds and you
If you
become
get
the
all of them,
ultimate- Oh.
you become super Kender,
Yeah, it's very true.
and your hair turns blonde.
Exactly. It's
But
the
this is
Kender
a-
Queen's final form.
This is the Chaos Shard, and you
Yeah,
heard
did
them
we-
mention their base?
Yeah, I did. I feel like I've heard that. I've heard Chaos Shard before. Maybe not. We don't know if we've heard that before.
Let's see if we can find out where this was on the map. She said it wasn't too far away from the spires that we were thinking of going to.
They are nearly the Sunward Fortress is in the same place as the spires. So the spires are kind of like a large area. So picture it like being built into like the Grand Canyon, right? Like that type of thing. So right now you're probably about 5 or 6 hours away from the location.
Oh, so we should definitely go there, shouldn't we, then?
Worth checking out. Let us tell the others of what fruits of knowledge are, well, guest has given us.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, the tongue thing, though. That was quite intense.
Kelara, are you
Glad the
sitting
others
nearby?
weren't around to see that.
Is Kelara nearby, or is it just you guys?
Kelara was kind of hiding behind Aurontiros.
And Hazel's just kind of hanging out nearby.
I was back
Like-
where Riz basically fell and
Okay.
was helping Riz, and then everything else taking place about 10, 15 feet from us.
Okay. So can I get everyone's passive medicine score, who is directly on this woman?
Passive medicine.
What
Yeah,
is
I know.
passive medicine? 10?
So just 10 plus whatever your medicine and intelligence is. Or is it medicine and wisdom? I don't have the sheet in front
Wisdom.
of me.
So
Wisdom.
yeah.
All right. So go ahead. Does anybody have a passive medicine of 14 or higher? Who is right there?
Only-
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So as you're... Oh, so actually, so does Aurontiros. So a lot of blood is coming out of her mouth. A lot.
Do we... Is it our responsibility to save Fanatic? Or do we just let her...
They're not fighting them. Spare the dying, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think Kelara could just watch somebody die in front of her
Okay. So spare
without
the
like
dying.
being in a fight.
Yeah, I don't know how. Hopefully, the magic
Higher
will.
up and stash her somewhere.
So then she just stirs out of our sight.
Well,
We can...
what else are we supposed to do? She's just attack us if we leave her loose.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying we should just put her out of our misery right now.
Can you do that, Rizira?
Yeah.
What's your alignment,
Where's it?
Rizira?
My alignment is. I'm pretty sure I chose a chaotic neutral.
I wrote elf.
Well, yeah. Totally then. Anybody
Yep,
who's good
yep.
aligned will probably have a problem with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelara's gonna be like looking at the others, kind of like, is anybody else going to say anything against this?
We don't kill captives, Levna will say, and sit down kind of right next to... Oh yeah, totally. Sorry, I double-checked her
Oh,
alignment.
I mean, I'm fine with that. Just, I feel like it's more cruel if you just tie her up and leave her to
We're
die of
not going to
starvation.
tie
That's-
her up. Leave her with a knife. When she wakes up, she can go on her way.
All right, I'm fine with
What
that. I
if-
just didn't.
She knows what we know.
Yeah,
we have
she
time
does.
to bring her back to the army.
I mean, did Kelara, did your magic stop her from bleeding? Like, I'm fine to take her back. If she's going to bleed out or tie up, like, it's rather than her suffer, I'd rather put
It's
her out.
6 hours back to the army, and it's 5 or 6 hours to Sunward Fortress. Do you want to carry her back 6 hours?
No, and I guess we probably get there before she arrives. We just need to be aware of her and watch our backs. She's going to come back for the fortress to warn them.
No, she won't get there in time.
Not in the shape she's in.
Yeah, I didn't heal her, just stop it.
But if
The
we leave her,
elements and the monsters in these realms. Leaving her is as good as... Well, it gives her a chance. A chance their people would not have given us.
Rizira will take a dagger, one of her like 3 daggers that she has, and she'll leave it beside her.
Squire Godfrey, a word, Levna says.
Sorry, what?
A word with me, now.
I'll come back over.
How close were you next to this thing?
I was about 30 feet away.
She pulls you to the side. Look, a little bit of interrogation's fine. But now it looks like we're talking about killing prisoners here. We don't
No.
do that on my watch.
No.
We damn
not at
sure
all.
shouldn't do it on yours either if you stand by the oath and the measure.
No, we're... What happened here?
Nothing happened, right?
She didn't
What?
want to speak.
What did you do to her tongue?
Didn't
She did that.
She did.
She did that herself. She was done talking
can-
because Aurontiros was using his magic. So she decided to not talk.
I couldn't
So we
stop her in
have a
time.
choice right now. We can take her back as a prisoner of war to the camp, and then come back tomorrow. Or we can leave her untied with a knife and let her fend for herself, and if we catch her on the way back from Sunward Fortress, we can do it.
I think I'd rather keep going. That's why I left the dagger there for
Same.
her.
Could we
When she's
take her
woken up.
with us? We're going back to the spire, or the steeps after. Aren't we to meet up with the army, or Stormstep, and with Dalamar?
I don't think we... Can we... Do you want to carry her the whole way? Damn.
Also, wouldn't she just give away
What?
our position constantly and be a liability?
What would...
Damnation, this is frustrating.
I'm sorry, this is my fault. I put us in this situation.
Yeah, well, mercy's not supposed to be something you regret, so...
We got answers. Couple anyway.
You spared her? And her being alive is...
Then it's
If
your
we leave her in the
responsibility.
condition...
Can we at least make sure she's conscious before we leave?
What do you want to do, Godfrey? She's your
I just think-
responsibility now. We can leave her or we can bring her.
I think leaving her unconscious is just as dangerous to her. We'll wait until she's conscious. Give her a weapon, free her, some water.
Mm-hmm. No, Rizira already gave her a dagger, so she's got something.
And then
If they have a base north of the Spires of Dawn, we could I don't know how much they value their own officers, but
Probably not much.
Wait, did you hear what they were saying earlier, though? Godfrey's actually gonna look over at Aurontiros and just be, could you call out in Elven? Weren't they looking for somebody? Maybe they're still around.
I thought they were looking for our aquatic new friends.
Well, it sounded like
No,
one
they
had gotten
mentioned
away.
someone. Yeah, they mentioned an escaped prisoner.
Say we know Istvan? We know Istvan! I'll call out in common.
Ishvern?
Istvan?
Not Estevan.
Yo, Esteban!
I thank God constantly for Esteban.
And then he tipped his hat.
Maybe.
Yeah, call out and yell at in Elven that we were sent by Ishvern and
Make me a
we've
persuasion roll.
oh come on, lucky dice I got from Kelly.
Come on.
Persuasion. 16 plus 8 is
Ooh.
24.
There will be a moment of silence. And then you'll hear an elven voice call out from just around the corner, actually. Because I legit rolled to see how close they were to you and rolled a nat 20. You did? A light, lilting voice. You'll see a
Ishtar.
long-legged, lanky, blue elf, covered in little nicks and cuts, very bruised up, kind of crouching around the corner, with a serrated piece of bone pried away from one of these chasm walls in hand, in lieu of a weapon.
Aurontiros is going to run, approach them, not run at them, and speak in Elvish.
Who are you?
We are friends of Ishvern, and we've come to face the Red Dragon Army and to look for, well, you and any of the others that were taken by them that are still alive.
Most of them. They take a step forward. You can see that they're pretty young. I'd say they're a female that is physically late adolescence, 15, 16-year-old in human terms, basically. Definitely one of the younger ones that accompany on the trip. She's going to kind of like step out, like looking nervously around, and then down at the bloodied Dragon Army soldier. You know Ishvan?
Yes,
All of
we
you?
do. All of
Do you
us.
Do you speak common? I speak
Aye.
common. You are...
And-
she turns and looks at your friends, and... You know Ishvan?
Yes.
Ishvan?
Yeah, he's a Oh, he's not the priest. He's friends with or part of the group that was going for the temple.
Yeah, you went to the temple? I'm Dahlia.
Are you hungry? I'll offer
Yes.
some rations.
I'm very hungry.
I'll give her a day's worth. To just take it out of my backpack.
Start
Slowly.
to gum it.
Eat it slowly.
I've been on the run for 2 days. They followed me. I broke away from the ones that they brought us. They were taking us north, and then they split. There were orders to bring people to wherever is to the north of here. I broke away at the sight of it, but I was not able to. I was not able to take Yurko with me. Our priestess.
Do you
She
think
is-
that they would keep her alive?
They said something. They said they were going to... I don't know the word very well. Experiment. What does it mean?
Not
Experiment.
something good.
Yeah. What does it mean?
It means we need to get there fast.
we need to stop them.
It's north.
Do you know where
Yeah.
Deep Drought is?
Yeah. It's back the way we came. Yeah?
We cannot ask you to return to where your captors were. What would you like to do? What would...
You go there to help Yurko.
Yes.
I cannot go in, but I can take you to it. I know what it looks like is a dome, a spire, half buried. They take them inside, I think, for experiment. I can take you near, but I'm not going in.
Of course not.
We wouldn't be asking you to as well.
I'm not even sure if asking you to...
You've already
back
been
with
through a
us.
lot.
Godfrey? What do you think? Sending them back would be safer after all they've been through, but if she escaped, she might know a way in without us being seen as well.
Tell us how you escaped, and maybe we can figure that out once we get into the area.
The men, the soldiers. She gestures at the woman on the ground, dressed like that. They made water.
They made it.
Yes, with... She'll gesture downward. They made water. They... And in Elven, she'll say, they pissed.
Okay.
And when they went away to piss, she says in Elven, and then switches back to common. Then there were not as many. I'm small. The shackles were loose. So I ran, and I jumped into the water. That is, and she'll gesture to the cuts and scrapes along her body. That's where most of this came from. It's like no water I've ever swam in before.
No, it's quite powerful. That was quite brave of you.
If it was
Well, if
brave, I would
anyone
have
can
taken Yurko
survive.
with me.
Does she seem to be down a lot of health, or
You'd say she's probably more than half.
I think then if you could help us get to the entrance safely, and we would accept your help.
We could.
I have woven an elven secret that can help us that I've used before. The one that let us pass without leaving footsteps, like the
Yeah.
ancient elves. We could do that again as we approach.
That's a smart idea.
Kalara's gonna go up and hand her a cookie and she'll be like, "Can I heal you?"
Eh?
Can I touch you?
Asan Vira Mishikal. She is a priest.
Mishikala Contenreco.
It's true.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Cure wounds. That is
My God,
20 points.
I don't believe it. My wounds.
See, you were brave because you were able to get out, and then you found us. So then we can go and help get your priestess as well. So you weren't cowardly. You were very brave. To make that escape and jump into the wash like that, that's not cowardly. That is so brave.
I
You've got the best soldiers right there, Godfrey and Livna. Wicked sorceress with the hammer. Also hammers things really good. You got the
Yeah.
priestess of Mishikal, who's like
And I'm here
super
too.
powered. And I was going to get to you last Aurontiros. You got the best bard and elven archer this side of the northern wastes.
And let's not forget the Queen of the Kender.
How could you forget the Queen of
Well,
the Kender?
Kenda Barata, sai? Barata Mataero. The Kender Queen, really? This is actually like they didn't know the Kender had a form of monarchy. She says in Elvish.
Daratas. Kendar Matrias. I'm gonna reply and be like, as much as a Kender could be a queen.
And she's gonna take a knee. And then she's gonna to go on her other knee in front of Kelara and just not know which way to grovel.
Kalara's gonna like, "Oh, are you hurt?" and try to help her up.
Dude, Ishvarn, make it into the Shrine of the Sea Lord.
He did. We accompanied him through the shrine,
Yeah,
and he made his offerings.
it was worth it. I would take you. But it is a ways away.
Well, if you feel up to it, then let us be off.
All right, and with that, you begin heading up to the north, making your way along. She's going to guide you, and as she does, you are going to wind your way up the coast. Soon, as the sky continues to darken, rain continues to pelt down, you will find yourself there at the base of what was once Sunward Fortress. But now, well, what was once an ancient temple, I should say, but is now something different. As you look down along the many spires of natural twisting growth of stone that point upwards like claws toward the sky, down there, amid the natural formations of the northern wastes, a broken 100-foot spire lies half buried. Its massive base and toppled pinnacle would be easy to miss, if not for the excavation sites and abandoned tents surrounding it. The site looks rather abandoned, and as you wait and watch, she points and says, "Experiment." You can't help but have a shiver run up your spine. And I think this is probably a good place for us to stop tonight and devote all of next game to going into Sunward Fortress. What do you say?
Yeah, I feel like that has a similar vibe of the We'll Watch Outpost, where it might be a bit like partial sneak, partial flight, so having a nice long start is probably a good idea.
So, question: from the time we were last with the army to what we did to just now, did we have a rest in there at all?
You have not, so you can take a long rest before you go in.
Please, I'm almost out of spells.
So
all right.
we've now got 3 out of 5 chat commands for the characters.
That's true.
Oh, we do.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
so
or
next
two more.
episode.
A Riz one.
Yeah, we just got
So the Aurontiros one?
Acting, bitches.
Yeah.
Acting. Yeah.
So, real quick before we head out, I wanted to say that I have I've read through the chapter extensively, so I know a lot of what we're doing in this. So because this is a longer chapter, we're not having enough time to sit and have a how to run section. As we normally would, immediately anyway. So one of the things that I'm going to say that I've done with you guys, because I know we've talked a little bit behind the scenes, I have curated a few of the events of this. There's one that's all the way over on the far west side of the map that we're just not going to do. I've read through it. I don't think it adds anything to the story. And I know that you guys want to get into the fun stuff, right? You want to get into the meat. You want to get into the big stuff. You don't want to keep because this is a broadcast game, not a table game. I know you don't want to have as many another random encounter, another random encounter, another random encounter, because it does kind of bog down the fun of the story, right? So I do want to say that all of the ones that are going to be left on the table for you are ones I really like, and I actually really do like Sunward Fortress. I think it's a nice little bit of creepiness that this module needs, which will be really good going into prep for Fandelver and below. Petiso.
Nice.
Petiso.
That sounds. I'm looking forward to seeing what this is.
You know what's weird? Even though it was just command, it feels like I went really close to words like not safe for work stuff, but I'm like, no, it was just intimidation. But I was so into it that I was like, sorry, everybody. I didn't want to have to get that dark.
That's okay. I mean, I literally bit my tongue off to stop myself from telling you things. So it was pretty dark. I felt that was the limit of the darkness that I could do. Yeah.
And that overshadowed any dark elven magics that
it's just me, it's me looking out for you, buddy, watching out for you. Folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. I want to do a big thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/dorktales who help the stream continue. For example, our divine producer, who's my mom, which is fun. That's good. One day I'll teach her what that tier means and she'll have to create a god. It'll be weird. I hope it's a good one. And to my stepdad, Bob, who's the same tier. To our divine producer, my demonic producer, Precarious, who is an evil fungal, not related by blood, but related by evil. To our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric and the Ink Goblin. Thank you so much for being wizards. And to our High Council of the Patreon, Taryn the Traveler, Buddy Trizelta, Amberthist, Cubby Gummy, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Drew Thompson, Sergio, Chef Aladeth, Larouk, Sorcerer Sanguine, and Mike Baxter. You all are damn heroes. You're big damn heroes. Thank you so much for all of you do. And a big thank you to our sponsor, Bookwyrm Games, who is launching their brand new Kickstarter on June 6th. You definitely should check it out. Go to questchest.info to learn more about these system-agnostic game-in-a-boxes. You can also go to their website and use code DORKTALES at bookwormgames.com to save 10% off of your order. Some of the coolest dice you're going to find on the internet. I'm not even kidding. Some really ridiculous dice that I love and I want more of, because I need better dice. My dice have been betraying me. Seriously. Until tonight. I've had a good run tonight. But thank you so much to our sponsors, and thank you so much. We will see you next time here on Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Good night, everybody.